You can support this show at patreon.com/ASA podcasting.
Which really sucks because then you're stuck.
The wasteland is a post-apocalyptic mess as the sole survivor wanders out about to leave the rest. Nuclear explosions sending out the gamma rays from deep within the core, gross atomic waves. From deep within the core, gross atomic waves.
Hello and welcome to the 515th edition of the Fallout Feed. I am Andrew, joined by a flock of my favorite Fallout folks. Tonight, I've got Ray. What's up, Ray?
Yeah, hello.
And also Jess. What's going on, Jess?
Hey, Andrew. Greets, everybody.
Tonight's show will be some gameplay off the top, and then we got a little bit of game time, a double dip, double dose of games. Fallout Terminal Velocity will be going back to Fallout New Vegas, where we will run into those lovely gents that we have always been appreciative of, the Brotherhood of Steel, my favorite faction in all of Fallout lore. We will run into them because they're so brave, and they're not hiding in some little tiny bunker, being little hideaway
In their,
runts in
suits
a
of power
cave
armor.
and pretending to be buff, mean guys that you just crumple faces with power fists. I don't know. Stupid Brotherhood. Anyway,
Doesn't
we'll
sound
check
like you
in with
like
the
them much,
No, I
Andrew.
love them. They're my favorite. So we'll check in with the Brotherhood. Do you remember how fucking hard that was? The first time I went in there, god damn, they destroyed me. I remember being traumatized the first time I went into Hidden Valley playing New Vegas, just how brutal they slaughtered me. I think I went in there probably way too little of
Yeah,
a
and if you're going in on the
outstanding.
attack, I'm trying to remember, was this the playthrough where we were doing factions and you went in and you did the destroy option? Yes, I remember how much they killed you.
Oh my god,
gosh.
it was so difficult. I was having to do that save scum thing where you kill one person, run away, save like in a corner, and then run, draw another one to you because I couldn't. They were just, I had to take them one-on-one. It was crazy. Anyway,
But you were using Chance's knife too, weren't you?
yeah. So you have to draw 'em around the corner and like only draw one, but stab.
And
At least
they have
it's
range.
quiet. Yeah, good lord. So we'll also get into some iguana bits after our lovely trip to the sons of bitches over in Hidden Valley. And maybe looks like iguana bits will wrap up our show this evening. So let's go ahead and roll right into it. See what everybody's been getting into and say, hey, Jess, did you get a chance to play any video games this week?
The thing about that bunker that makes it especially bad is there's 2 floors. When you get into the main, like when you get through the first hallway and past security, you get down to the main floor where all the offices and rooms are. There's 2 floors and there's a grate. So they can shoot you from underneath. They can be below shooting you, to the side shooting you.
I remember that painfully now. Thanks for that
Yeah,
memory.
you're welcome. Initiates, acolytes, scribes, everybody pulling pistols on you.
Turrets.
You get being aggressive. You should go in there the nice way.
And
Go into Veronica.
do you run into them before you unlock that area, or like do you unlock that area and then you see the roving bands of them wandering around the wasteland, or was that part of the Wasteland Wanderer perk thing?
So
you know what I mean?
there aren't many roving bands in New Vegas, right? Like the Brotherhood are. They're
I thought I ran.
pretty hidden.
I thought I ran into those guys running out and about in the wasteland. Did I not?
There are maybe some scripted things you can run into, like encounters you're supposed to. But no, it's mostly just Veronica out there. See, because they are lying low. They are nursing their wounds after what happened at Helios 1.
Sissies.
And so, they send out the scribes like Veronica. There are some, who do specifically go out to scout and bring back stuff. I'm trying to think when you might have run into a couple of them. I mean, Veronica's personal quest when they come to find her, send her back, right?
Yeah, if you ignore Veronica, Mr. House will eventually send you
Right.
there to take him out.
Yeah, because that's what he wants for his faction quest.
Yeah.
What's his beef with the Brotherhood?
They're
they're
he
a
doesn't
threat,
l-
and they're a vague threat, and he just wants to eliminate all threats.
They're a variable he can't control. Yeah, you can try to talk him down on that one, but he won't negotiate. ultimately you have to get rid of the Brotherhood if you're going with House.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, but so games. Well,
Games.
hey, first, I wanted to make a little announcement that just occurred to me while we're here. During the intro music, I'm here bopping to the theme song. Our 10th anniversary, the 10th anniversary of Skyrim Addict is next week. That first show that none of us were on that Michael did.
You said Skyrim Addict. You mean is that the?
I mean the Fallout feed,
Oh,
the
Fallout
other
feed,
show
okay.
that we do right now. Yes, Fallout feed. It was just Michael. It could have been either. But no, that was July 15th, right? 2015, I think, was the
I have no
published date of the
clue.
first one.
Do you actually know the dates of when they're? Do you have those lost episodes? If you know the dates.
As the official Fallout feed historian, no, I wrote it down that it was July 15th. And I think we
You
might
wrote it
have
down.
it somewhere.
Weird.
It might be like in the title of the first episode or something. Anyway,
Nice.
yeah, our 10th anniversary is this upcoming week.
10 fucking years. That's crazy. Well,
That's crazy.
not all of us. I came in like what, a year in, at least a few months in.
Yeah, Ray came in 2 years in. I came in 3 or 4.
Yeah. God Lord, we've been doing this a while. All right. What else you been playing, Jess? You got anything exciting game wise this week?
So I am hitting the Oblivion still. I played
Ooh,
a
we
lot of
haven't
it
talked
in
Oblivion
May, as
in
we
a
know,
while.
and then I took June off of Oblivion almost completely because first, I was listening to Ray play, so I got my fix there from talking to Ray. But in Fallout, we had fishing. We had the new update, we had the new season. I was getting all the fish. I was prepping for the play and all that stuff. So I stepped away from Oblivion. Now that that stuff is behind me, and I have time again. I'm back in Oblivion, and there's part of me wondering if I want to actually complete the whole thing again. Because I was enjoying it, but Oblivion is big. You know that? Like, it doesn't seem as big as Skyrim. Like, in my mind, it's not as big as Skyrim or Morrowind. And then I'm playing it, and I'm going through these quest lines. I'm like, wait, another one? Wait, even Fighters Guild want me to talk to, like, Azan and Orgro Kabush again, or whatever his name is. Like, there's a lot of quests.
Yeah, the faction quests are really long.
Which is great. It's one of the reasons why they're so memorable, because they add so much to it. Like, one of the biggest issues with, say, the companions in Skyrim and some other faction quest lines is that there's only, 5 to 6 main quests for that faction. But any of these individual guilds, they're huge. So, but I am going through, I'm doing it, wrapping the Fighters Guild in the arena. And my character, I'm already up to like level 27. So I am out leveling content a little bit. If I were to do the same character, do Thieves, do Dark Brotherhood, finish Mages. Oh, because I finally got into the Mages College on my character too. Finish Mages. Go and do like Knights of the Nine. And,
We should have a party.
well, yeah, I'll make my own spells to do it. But if I were to do all that, like my character would be super high level, even though you're leveling slower at this point.
Do you become
And-
the guild master in this game, or are you just like a member of the
One of those
college?
ones where you pretty much become the master of everything. This
Yeah.
is really the classic Bethesda trope. While the other, Morrowind had some and other games have it some, this is the one that kind of that joke started because you can be the boss
king
of
of
everything and
everything,
everybody. So, it's a good time. But so I may take a tip from Ray and actually not finish every faction on this character, even just move on because the backlog's big. There's a lot of games. I've played Oblivion before, and as much as I'm loving it, I'm probably like, if I look at my time played, it's probably like 80, 90 hours, over the
Huge
last.
game quest wise,
Yeah.
map wise, Skyrim size, or which is larger?
Technically, I think in my memory, I would have said that Oblivion was a little bit smaller map-wise, but actually playing it, I don't know. Oblivion may be a little bit larger. I'd have to look that up. They're roughly similar, right? It's that kind of thing. What is it, like 14 square miles for Skyrim or something?
Oh, good lord. I think I remember you saying Morrowind was like 6 times the size of Skyrim or something crazy like that.
No, it's not. It's actually technically Morrowind's smaller.
Oh,
It's just a
really?
different shape, and because there's less draw distance, it feels larger. Also, you can't run. Remember back then, just
Oh,
like in Fallout
right.
3.
Yeah.
So yeah, 14.8 square miles for Skyrim and Oblivion map size. But I was close. Oblivion map size compared to Skyrim Morrowind. They're not giving me the square mileage on this one.
And what is that
Anyway.
based on? Like the average distance of a pace? And then how
Yes.
many paces between objects, and then from edge to edge of maps and stuff? And is that how they're calculating the area?
I'm pretty sure it's, the length of a stride and how far you go across per stride.
Wow.
I'm sure you've all
Well, is it a
seen-
wood elf stride or
An orc stride is much different.
high elf. Yeah. Oh, and then then they also confuse it too. I mean, I guess it makes sense. You would think that Oblivion would use imperial measurements, but this one says 41 kilometers of explorable area in Cyrodiil. That's not imperial
Kilometers.
measurement. 37 kilometers in Skyrim. So technically, for our Canadians out there and other people who understand kilometers,
Congratulations for you.
Oblivion is slightly larger. But then you jump up to Elder Scrolls Online, 400 kilometers. So like 10 times the size.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on. How many expansions have they had?
A ton. Well, I mean, they're doing the entire map of Tamriel, but same thing with Arena. The original game was much, much larger. This article says 9 million kilometers
What? Arena? 9 million kilometers?
because it was all procedurally generated and empty and open, and you could just walk and walk and walk. And yeah,
Wow.
yeah. You would
Procedurally
fast travel
generated. That's
places.
great. I need to play that
It's
game
like-
sometime. How do you play that game now?
Arena will be pretty hard. I'm sure that there's a way you can get a download of it, but Daggerfall is not too bad. You can get it from GOG or probably other places, I
You
would
can?
think.
All right.
Yeah. Isn't there a Unity version of Daggerfall now that's a little bit easier to play too? Ray, have you ever looked into that?
No, not at all.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Solior is saying they're all on Steam too. So, I mean, I thought they were on GOG, but they're on Steam too. But I don't know how
Nice.
Arena would run. And I don't remember that Arena is that good. I've tried Daggerfall. I've only ever watched someone play Arena.
You
Let me
know,
put it this way.
you gotta be.
between-
You gotta remember, my tolerance for bad games is pretty high.
I know it is. But yeah, between Fallout 1 and Daggerfall, I'd rather play Fallout 1 for sure.
I
and
think-
Arena,
I
definitely.
really enjoyed Fallout. I know you guys struggled with it a little bit, but I really enjoyed Fallout 1.
I love games from that time period.
Yeah.
Just the controls for it, especially the barter and the moving things from inventory to your hand and stuff like that.
So
like-
irritating, isn't it? Oh, I love it.
Not intuitive in the slightest. Thank you. But I still enjoyed it. I'm glad we played it. I love
Part
isometric
of the
games. I just have to
charm.
say, not the best interface. If we ever get in there and we play Wasteland, which, by the way, did you ever go back? And I know we're supposed to talk in gameplay, but did you ever go back and play more of Wasteland 1?
No, I think I was on Wasteland 2, and I thought I was
Okay,
playing
that was a
Wasteland
better choice.
1 or something like that. But yeah, no, it was not. I didn't
Yeah.
play Wasteland 1. I
The
don't think.
Wasteland interface, like I went and I watched when you were talking about, oh, we should do a Wasteland 1, Wasteland Remastered roundtable. And I went and I looked at some playthroughs of it. I'm like, no, I can't. No, I don't want to do this. Like even the remaster, the remake almost looked worse than the one from '87 or whatever it was. Just sorry people.
How
It's
come on?
no
How
Bard's Tale or
entertaining would
Dragon
that
Quest.
listen be?
But Wasteland 3 was so good, and Wasteland 2 was kind of in between. Wasteland 2 is still a little bit funky, a little bit clunky, but it's playable. Anywho, yeah, so that was my time in Oblivion. I'm not sure how much I'm going to stick with it, or if I'm going to go on to other things because plenty of games coming out. I did spend a decent amount of time in 76 again as well. It's been 2 weeks since we last did a show, right?
At least,
had-
you're not supposed to tell them because we had shows come out all
Well,
every week.
we still skipped a week. They kind of recognized that even though we were
Don't
kind of
say it
padding
out
it, that we only
loud.
recorded 2 in the last 4 weeks.
Don't say it.
I'm so sorry, y'all. Edit this part
curtain
out,
has been
Andrew.
pulled.
All the editing that you
Pay
did.
no attention to the man behind the curtain.
But Fallout 76. So the new PTS launch. We've had a couple of things. We had a 4th of July holiday. We've had the new PTS came out. We talked, I think, in the last Iguana Bits, we might have mentioned they were launching the PTS. But the new public test server is out. I've actually got it installed, and yeah, they are doing some cool changes. I'll bring it up in Iguana Bits, but I'm not going to go through everything because they're still working it out. But it was fun in there. The new build menu, just in brief, I like it. The categories still need some work,
Oh,
but
I
there's
forgot.
a lot more, and they do make sense. The way that it's organized is kind of neat. So instead of, how like Fallout 4, when you're building in settlements, the menus across the bottom, and then there's little pop-up categories. So you go to one, you go up. You go to the next, you go up, and then there's categories to choose from.
Yep.
In Fallout 76, it was across the top, and you go across the top and then down, but there weren't subcategories. Well, now there are subcategories in 76,
Sweet.
but instead of being either top or bottom, it's all on the left side. Now, at first I was confused about that. Why would you take the entire menu we're used to across the top and move it to the left side? But there's so many items in Fallout 76 and so much to do, especially if, you're an atomic shop junkie. I can stop any time. It would take up the whole screen by the time you're going into a category, and then you go into a subcategory, and it expands over.
It's going to be 70% of your screen, right?
Yeah, right. You couldn't see what you were building. So by doing compact on the left, it's actually really clever. It works well. And when you hit these categories, so you know how all the categories you get on and then you have to flip through. So say you want a wall lamp. You get there, you then use your D-pad or the arrow keys, and you're flipping through all the different items that you want to put down.
Mm-hmm.
Or say, like with a chair, you pick a chair, and you've got to flip through a whole bunch of them. Now in each of those categories, it gives you a little grid. So you go to the category, you go to, say, furniture, then you go to chairs, then you go over to the chairs, and it will give you a nice little, like, all 16 chairs you can choose from, just on a little grid, and you just go and you pick one. So you can actually see them all.
I think I like that.
I do too. It also works for the letters. So if you want to do something on a sign, instead of flipping back and forth all around, you actually get all 26 letters in the alphabet.
Okay. Now, are they in... This is one thing that frustrates me to no end. Are they in alphabetical order or keyboard order?
Alphabetical.
Oh, sons of bitches.
Then they did not QWERTY it up. No, I think that would be pretty confusing for people.
You gotta QWERTY. I know the international... Fuck the international people, but you gotta organize all your keyboards in QWERTY. I fucking hate alphabetical keyboards now. You know what? You originally have this plan. We have this nice alphabet. Everything's in order. But you got to have, you organize your typewriter in a way that they clack and they stick together. So you got to make sure that letters that you don't use, so frequently aren't side by side. So the little keys
logical.
Don't stick, right? Yeah. So you taught us that we have to use this system instead. So don't go back to the original thing that we already got rid of, because we already have this thing. Now don't go back to the ABC.
I'm sorry, Andrew,
Jesus.
but no,
QWERTY's
for
the
a
way.
visual, that's fine. Like, I could type a paragraph with my eyes closed, okay? I'm a pretty good typist.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't have my fingers up on my TV screen typing. I'm using a controller.
Are you? Yeah, it's just, but yeah, that's even more frustrating, is having to type more than one word with a TV controller that's just like in alphabetical order, that you're selecting one letter at a goddamn time and hitting enter. It's like, oh, just go.
Friends on
Voice
Xbox,
activated.
like you
Everything
and
should be
others.
voice activated. Come on.
When I send friends messages on Xbox with the controller, and I know you guys are trying to respond back, and for 2 minutes you're standing there, and then I guess it says yeah, sounds good.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, thanks.
See, I type with my phone, so I don't even need to worry about it. It's easy.
Yeah, and you can even voice that shit up on your phone.
Mm-hmm. It works. And I mean, you prefer it when I use voice to text anyway, because then you get to enjoy the results.
There's always some funny misunderstanding there.
Yeah, my autocorrect is a little aggressive.
I always want to turn mine off, and then when I do, I'm like, oh, fuck, I need my autocorrect. Frustrating and a savior.
The public test server, which, on building that, checking that stuff, there's some combat changes too. There's a lot of things. They're tweaking it. It's going to be going all summer on this, of course. They've already done one revision. But besides that, I've also done some fishing, of course. So get this. Y'all know I had been, fishing hard, trying to get all the, not all the rare fish, but essentially the only thing with a time limit is the axolotls. And that's the important thing to remember. Like, a lot of people went really hard on fish in June and trying to get all of them and all the regional rares. And, I agree, like, too many sawgills, we're all sick of it. Clint, it's funny. Our friend Clint actually posted in the Facebook group a couple days ago. He's like, that's it. I'm done. he got some, all of his, what's the bait level between superb and common?
Improved? No.
Thank you. Improved,
Is it?
yes. I just had a mind blank. He had, like 20 or 30 improved bait. He did them all. Got pretty much nothing but sawgills. And so he's like, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah. It's, I was thinking about that when I saw that post. It's just like there's these things in these games that the probability is so low that you have to dedicate such a huge amount of time to doing them, and there is no guarantee that even if you do it forever that you actually will get it. It's like because the probability is so low. But that is super frustrating, and I was just kind of wondering why do they put that carrot in games like that, and why don't they make it a little easier? It's like it just seems like it creates a haves and haves
there
not
are things
type
where they
thing.
should. I mean, part of it, the haves and haves not is almost an important feature. It's a feature, not a bug,
Yeah.
because if everyone has it, it loses its specialness. So you want people who do dedicate more time or
Mhm.
who get lucky, like some people do, to be able to have
Fucking
that. Like then that makes it a
Bob.
goal.
Bob gets
Nobody-
like the magic mask on his first run, jerk.
Exactly. Nobody would try hard if you could get it without trying hard. So they need to make some of that, but I do think they go overboard sometimes on these ratios.
It reminded me of that first nuclear winter thing where there was like you had to earn so much in a certain amount of time, something for some outfit or something.
They
And
had
I
those.
spent-
They had those like 2 or 3 times.
Oh my
Yeah, that's how
God.
we got the antler lamp. That's how we got the Mr.
Jesus
Bones.
Christ!
outfit.
That was like just hundreds of hours in nuclear winter and like a 3-day period. It was like I did not sleep. Like I somehow put more hours into a day than was possible.
Oh, if you remember our friend Pat, he was a floater. He spent most of that time floating in the Grafton Dam Lake there.
I love that you put on Aqua Boy and you just sink to the bottom.
Yep, that was his strategy. Game
Yeah.
after game, round after round.
And I joined him for many rounds of that too. You just go to sink down and then you go off and you watch your show, you play your car, you do whatever you're doing on the side, and Pat's like, oh,
I enjoyed it, and
it's
I didn't
moving.
think those were that bad, but you did have to do some
I
grinding
actually
there
liked
for
it a
sure.
lot.
The thing they need to do is figure out a way to, to tie the number of attempts to an improved chance
Chance, yeah,
level.
like they do with
Yeah,
Pi.
that would make sense.
So if you are really grinding at it, it will improve your chance. And, so because it does, it disincentivizes you to, continue to try because there's no, you don't have any better chance of getting it,
And
than
that-
you
that
did the
could
first
be-
time.
That can be good and bad. But like I said, I agree that some of them they make too hard. Like they just do. But I think with fishing, the idea behind fishing and having the low chance is that it's supposed to just be a sometime snack. And there was no rush. You know what I mean? People were treating it like there was. People were grinding it. But it's not designed to be something you grind necessarily. It's just what gamers are in the habit of doing that. It's what we do.
Mm.
But the only thing with the time limit are the monthly axolotls. But I think the first month was by far the worst because of the way they designed it, where you have to catch certain things to level up your rod. And people were having trouble leveling up their rod in the first place. They couldn't catch the things they needed to get the things to do it.
Yeah.
That was
In order to catch this fish, you need this rod thing. Oh, but in order to get that fish, you need that rod. Wait a second.
Yeah. So it, I feel that first month was maybe the hardest, which is bad because that's also people's introduction to it. But people are still enjoying fishing. Most people are up to, they got at least a Mark II rod. Clint had even gotten the advanced drag, but he still found it to be a drag, which is cool. I've got
But
the good mods now. And I'm enjoying it. So I just fish in my spare time. But no, moral of the story. So here I am. I'm working hard. I want that axolotl. I don't want to be the only person in our crew to not get the axolotl. At 11:57 on June 30th, I got my axolotl.
That's amazing. Did you do you have the full special gear loadout? Your magic reel, magic bait, everything? Super high tech?
No, not really. I mean, I was, obviously I was fishing with the rain and such. I'm using the thunderstorm. I'm doing all this
Right.
stuff. I improved bait.
Yeah.
Rando gave me some extra improved bait, and I had ground some. So I was, I was going through 40, 50 improved bait. But I'm there. I'm just fishing in all the right conditions. My rod is still Mark II. Improved bearings. I actually like improved bearings more than advanced drag, even though everybody else swears by advanced drag. But that's what I like. I think because I'm impatient. Like advanced drag makes it so that your line's stronger and they get away slower. But improved bearings reels it in faster, and I like that. So that's what I use. But
Hurry
yeah,
up,
so
get the fuck on
last
my
minute, I mean,
boat.
technically I had till the next day reset. So, I say 11 is like 57, but if I had till the next day at noon, but I got it. That's what's important.
Yeah, the reset is 11 a.m., not midnight.
So I was super happy. So I just got to get my scalded axolotl next. That's this month's one.
What was last month's?
Banded. Last month was banded.
Now it's scalded. Are those
Well,
real
scaled.
scale?
It's actually scaled. I'm just
Okay.
calling it scalded because people are cooking and eating them.
Wait a second. Axolotls don't have scales.
It's true.
The ones in July do.
They're fucking
you can
amphibians, man.
Which you can find in the forest and ash heap region, or I believe where this month's axolotls are.
All right. You know how they
Yeah.
had that like canned iguana meat, guys? Watch out for those scaled not salamanders, axolotls. Are axolotls
That's-
a kind of salamander, Ray? Is that
Yeah, more or less.
are they their own separate branch though of amphibian?
I don't know.
They were
Anyway,
a dead
sorry.
end, as we discovered.
I've never
All
been.
four.
I've never been a real axolotl fan.
No, they're so cute though. They got their gills on the outside. I always thought that's what they are. Those feathery things on their head, gills, I assume.
They're pretty adorable. So you guys, this is going to be on the test. This is not a scream at your phone, but in another year it might be.
Take
So
notes.
here's all the axolotls we can catch over 12 months. You
Oh no!
ready,
Shut
Andrew?
up! You're gonna ruin a game. Don't do
Take
it.
notes.
Don't
Take
do
notes.
it.
I'm doing it now. Banded axolotl was the last one. This month is scaled axolotl, striped axolotl,
Striped.
shadow axolotl. Ooh, that's
Shadow.
spooky. Spotted axolotl, speckled axolotl. See the difference between spots and specks? One are bigger, one's smaller. Stone axolotl, charcoal axolotl, pink axolotl, clay axolotl, dotted axolotl. Dotted, spotted, and speckled, all different, obviously. Yes, right?
And the stone, does that one have red eyes?
It certainly does. Yeah, you would think that would be in April, but no, that's in December. The stoned axolotl. We've got the purple axolotl and then back to scaled. So there you go.
Huh?
12 axolotls.
They created their own axolotl species.
They did.
I
Yeah, and-
just looked up axolotl species on the web, and none of those are listed. That was hilarious.
they're all cute and supposedly tasty, from what I understand. Which I've got it in iguana bits, but I'm just gonna mention it now. The Fallout account posted just a couple days ago a big old graphic. It said axolotls eaten over 5,000. With a cute
Over
little banded
5,000
axolotl.
axolotls eaten. Shouldn't we feel bad about that? Aren't axolotls,
Well, if you recall, Andrew, that's why we titled the last episode "Snaxolotl."
Snaxolotls.
Because people are snacksing on them.
Because we're
Yeah.
making axolotl jerky.
spreading.
Yum.
Spreading. Most people are keeping them to display, but really, I mean, what can you do? You can chop them into fish bits. Rude. You can eat them. Extra rude. People are doing it. Or you can mount them on display. We need an axolotl tank.
Yeah,
But they know we need an axolotl
God damn,
tank.
we
So
need a
hopefully-
pond or a tank. You're right.
Yeah. Rando in chat mentioning it was all John Rush. It really was. He started eating his axolotls and putting on socials. And next thing you know, it's spreading. It's funny. Anyway, over 5,000. And
I need the fishing mod that gives you the expanded angle.
yeah, right, to make it with a wider wedge.
Yeah. So
That would really
I
help.
need the one that makes it 180 degrees.
You're halfway there. We're going
180
to start.
degrees.
I think the one that does make it wider is like 120 degrees, but it also slows your spin speed down a little bit. So I don't know if the trade-off's worth it. But
Slow your
when I
roll,
get to
dude.
Mark 3, which will make my rod faster anyway, I might try that just to see how it feels. Anywho, yeah, so Snaxolotl, which, by the way, word on the street is that somebody did talk to people at Bethesda about making that a title, and, it has actually been officially submitted as a suggestion that they should give the title Snaxolotl to people eat enough axolotls.
Wait, what gets that title?
If you
People-
eat enough axolotls, you might get the title Snaxolotl.
Like as a real
In the
Like-
game, you know how you
like
have
a-
your titles
the-
now, your prefix, suffix.
Yeah, you're that's hilarious, Jess.
Yeah.
You actually
yeah.
get-
So I mean,
Have you influenced the game directly like that before?
maybe a few of us have influenced a few things. But,
Really?
You know,
What? What are you doing? What is your thumb pressing on?
no, I don't know. But I mean, there are fun things. There are fun things that are references to stuff. We've
can't
all
believe it.
already talked about how in like Wastelanders, the whole Fritz thing was a reference to the apocalyptic aristocracy. You know, there are various things that are references to community things.
How about the pipe? What is that? What's the origin of the pipe?
Oh, the pipe was just a late night thing. Oh my goodness, pipe is life. So
Pipe is
I-
life.
yeah, I'm trying to remember the guy who did Pipe is Life. Is his name Will? Trying to remember. So it was just a creation of one of the devs, just a kind of a funny thing he put in with the note when he was working on Random Encounters, and laughing about it. And yeah, I have a note here. Sorry, I knew who added it, but I do not remember who added it at this point. Let me see if I can look it up real quick. It's not important. Anyway, yeah, it was just a fun thing a dev put in being silly late one night, and people thought was hilarious, and he had no idea it was going to take off like it did.
That's he's probably so tickled that it did. Or she. Sorry.
For
to
sure.
assume.
No, it's a he. It's a he. I don't remember his name. Yeah. There we go. Zach Wilson. That's it. I'm like, is his name Will? No, it's Wilson. Zach Wilson did it.
It's Will
Right.
Zaxxon.
So, let's see. Yeah, so I got my axolotl, and I'm doing good. So the fishing is now back to like fishing casually. I mean, maybe I'll have an end of the month rush again to get my scaled axolotl. That's going to be the thing. That's the important thing each month. But as long as you have the better reel and decent bait, you can just play the game, have fun, all that. You can get them while you go. But it's that first month, or when anyone first tries to do the quest and start leveling up that rod, they're going to have trouble. So besides that, fishing and PTS and a little bit of scoreboard. I'm probably 80 now. I slowed down the last couple weeks. I haven't played as much because I was doing Oblivion, and of course I was doing the play. The last episode was just 2 days before the play. We talked about it a little bit. Went pretty well.
I was gonna say
So
we
we did
haven't
play on
checked
play-
in about that. These are always a huge big deal. Like, yeah, you said
Yeah,
only
no,
pretty
it was-
well.
It was a wonderful event, as always. A lot of fun. I had a few problems. So for the first time during one of these broadcasts, I had some disconnect issues where I was
That's
locking up, and
shitty.
I disconnected once completely, and then I was locking up in photo mode sometimes. So I had to quickly like re-loop it. And it's because of the fact that I use remote play on PlayStation in order to get all the chat, because we use area chat. Only way to get area chat in the game to come through, I have to use remote play. And it's a little bit complicated, and it's always worked fine though in the past, and locked up a few times. So, but we did the play. It went well. Had some people there in attendance. Great time. People who didn't listen to the last episode, it's Wasteland Theater Company, and we did Macbeth this time. Only it was a very abridged version. In the final act, it came in at about 39 minutes. So that was 2.5 weeks ago now, and I just posted the YouTube version, the holotape cut as we call it. 2 days ago. So it's up on YouTube now, too, for anyone wants to watch. There's a link in our Discord, of course, and we'll put a link in the show notes if you want, if you want to check it out. But yeah, it was fun. It's just a little over 40 minutes, and I edited out all the disconnects, so it plays pretty well.
What is a normal Shakespeare production run?
Most Shakespeare shows would be between an hour and a half and 2.5 hours. 1.5 to 2.5.
2.5 hours. Wow, that's very long.
Yeah, I would think someone's longest would be, because I've done a number of Shakespeare in the parks and stuff, and I think most of them have been over, hitting or over 2 hours.
Would he put intermissions in? Was that a thing back then?
Yeah, they would usually build it and
Okay.
stuff like that for the show. Yep, once or twice,
Or twice?
or breaks.
Oh God, I don't want to go see a play that needs 2 intermissions. Holy shit!
It's an all-day affair, I mean,
Holy shit!
classic theater was like that a bit.
It's
Where
like-
you need those breaks. They're long.
We're doing the whole Lord of the Rings trilogy, guys. Here we go.
The extendy version. But
Oh
yeah,
damn.
no, it went great, and I'm actually really happy with the final show. For those who aren't on PlayStation, so I don't know if this was a thing on PC. It was a thing on Xbox a little bit, and it was worse on PlayStation where the in-game area chat started being a little bit funky over the last year. There were times when it won't work much, and it's a bit more distorted than it used to be. If you turn the volume up, it's a little bit distorted. It can be harder to hear. Like overall, it's softer, but the voices are more distorted. So they've been working on it, but because of that, and we used area chat, the play does have it's a little bit rough at times, a little bit crackly. But hey, the reviews are in. People enjoyed it. I had a great time.
Sweet.
Check it out if you want. And yeah, Frater checked it out the other day. He gave it a positive review.
Oh, our
Very
good buddy
kind of him.
Frater.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people there live. A
That's
lot of our
great.
people in chat right now, Silior and Rando and them, we're actually watching live on the Twitch as well.
I'm looking on YouTube. That's older stuff. So go to Twitch for the newer videos.
It would be on my YouTube. It's not on Twitch.
Oh, on your YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at the Wasteland Theater Company one.
Oh, there's a
Sorry.
quick note too. Remember the whole cobbler which is not a pie thing? That's something the community we all got into joking about that actually became part of the daily challenges. That's a good one.
Yes. Which is not a cobbler, which is not a pie. Yeah, I remember that.
Exactly.
That's funny.
So that's pretty much it for my gameplay though. Play, fishing, PTS, and Oblivion. It's been a good couple weeks, and just being too damn hot to be on the computer
Lord.
much.
I hate summer so fucking much. It's just been brutal. It has been heat index over 100 degrees for like 3 weeks straight. It blows.
Yeah, you go back to the last 2 episodes we did in June, and we're complaining about the heat a little bit, and little did we know it was just going to get worse
Just
for the next
setting
several
in
weeks
and
straight.
just baking your. Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. Summer don't.
So everyone hit the basement, play lots of video games this summer. All right. So thank you, Jess. I'm excited to check out the play. I'll go over and you said Twitch is the best place to look for that, or no, your
YouTube.
your YouTube, Jess.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be
Jess.
dropping in the Facebook group and everywhere tomorrow too.
All right, sounds good.
I just did some socials, but I'll be dropping everywhere. We'll put it in the show notes.
Beautiful. I'll keep my eye out for that.
Appreciate people.
Nice. Hey, how about you, Ray? Did you get a chance to play any video games in the last, I don't know, month and a half or so since the last time we spoke?
Yeah, it's hard to keep track that far back, but
How many
Yeah,
times have you beat whatever game you've been playing?
the heat has definitely slowed the palletarium work down
Oh, do you have to do that outside?
because it's still out in the garage right now.
Oh, brutal.
But I'm getting close to finishing all of the silicone work, and so I'll be able to bring it back in the house
Once that's set.
because I don't have to
yeah.
worry about the noxious fumes anymore. But yeah, it's been slow going because I can only work in the morning. So
And you're not bringing in new animals. You're transferring the current ones into a new area.
yeah, there'll be some new stuff in there, but yeah, it'll be the home for the the current
Just sort of
frogs and geckos too.
Expanding and redesigning a little.
Yeah.
Very
So,
cool.
But I did everything I could in Oblivion, and so it was time to get back into Skyrim.
Of course,
So
as one does.
so been playing around in Skyrim. Skypothesis is a couple of brothers that do Skyrim builds with a lot of backstory and interesting twists and everything. So the current one I'm doing is an orc that fights with a pickaxe and a torch.
Yikes, that doesn't sound like he'll do a lot of damage. So, can you actually use the torch as a offensive weapon?
So it turns out if you block with your torch and do a bash, it sets them on fire.
Oh, cool. I don't think I knew that.
and as you raise your destruction skill, and you get the augmented flames,
The fire
it makes the fire
makes
more
the
effective.
torch more effective.
Yeah.
I love that works.
Yeah. So that's been fun, but that's the kind of weird twist, quirky stuff that they do.
So what's
And
up with
also the ancient Nordic pickaxe that you get in Solstheim,
Nice.
that is actually classed as a war axe,
Okay.
where the other pickaxe is a pickaxe.
And
It's
they
a tool.
do 3 damage, and that one
And-
actually does real damage.
Yeah, and as you level up your war axe damage through your skills, that improves your ancient Nordic pickaxe.
Okay.
So that's
Brilliant.
been fun. And No Man's Sky, we're still on expedition watch. I started thinking about it, and it would have been really hard to have an expedition. They tend to theme it around the update. Well, the update was the settlement system. And one of the things about the settlement system is, like, if you improve a building, it'll take a couple of hours of real time to finish construction. And so that doesn't really lend itself to an expedition, where you're constantly trying to complete milestones and everything. So I think they'll probably wait until the next update before we get an expedition. But it's been a lot of fun playing around with the new, the new build of the settlements and everything.
Cool.
Starfield, still been working on Watchtower. Like any other Bethesda game, when you start out, you can never get enough components, but then you reach that critical mass, and now I've got too many, and they don't have
Gotta
anything to
dump
use them
stuff.
for.
Yeah.
So they're just taking up space. So that's been interesting. I really, really love the way that King Gath has used the the random generation within the points of interest.
Oh, okay.
So I've probably been to, I would say conservatively, 30 different listing posts. And while they're the same, there's 4 or 5 basic building area templates.
Layouts. Okay. Yep.
I've never had the same layout
Oh,
twice.
wow. Okay. So compared to regular points of interest, that exact same notes and everything everywhere. Like he's
Everywhere.
varying the enemies, he's varying some of the locations a little bit.
All of the turrets are in different places. Some have 1 or 2 turrets, some have 10 or 12 turrets. Some have 1 robot, some have 2 robots, some have no robots. I've been to one where everybody in the place was killed by a bunch of terramorphs.
Oh, wow.
I've been to them where they're completely empty when you walk in, and not until you actually go inside and access the terminal do enemies spawn, which really sucks because then you're stuck in a
Right. You're
confined
vulnerable. You're
space.
surrounded. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that part of it has been really, really cool.
That's how it should be. That makes it a lot more sense. Although, are you still having the issues with the ships that you're not getting as many ships landing to capture as you like?
Yeah. So what I ended up doing was, so I needed a few things. One, I needed to level up some skills. So I needed to have some kills, and my fleet was stealing all the kills as companions do.
Mm-hmm.
And especially since every time I
XPCs.
would build a fleet ship, I would put the vanguard obliterators on it. So, they're just out there melting things. So I went through and I unassigned all of the crew on all of the different ships so that none of them would follow me. And then I flew around Serpentis and did my usual Serpentis grind to capture some ships, to do some leveling, and then also to kill a bunch of ships to do some leveling. So I got that done, and then I went back and reactivated my fleet. While I was doing that, and all by myself, I loaded into to a planet. I usually go, 2 or 3 times around the system, because you get a lot of spawns on each of the different planets.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
circuit.
one of them was a watchtower fleet.
No.
So there was a watchtower battleship, cruiser, corvette, destroyer, and 3 drones. All of a sudden spawned into this system. This
That
planet
can be
that
a
I'm at.
random spawn. Okay, wow. And you're doing this solo, of course, because you don't want to have the kill stealers with you.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh shit. So it took a couple of tries, but I finally managed to outpilot them and outfight them.
Wow, that's impressive. And I mean, it's nice to have a challenge in space combat again, because we both, we optimize our ships quite a bit, so we can be overpowered. Do you have the setting turned on where when you do run into a watchtower battle, you can call your fleet, your other ships?
I don't know.
Okay. Because I think there's a setting for that, right? They can always be with you. They can show up only when you get in a watchtower battle, or they can not be with you.
Yeah. I haven't really paid that close attention to that part of it. But I ended up disabling the battleship, boarding it, and unfortunately you can't pilot those ships, but you can flag them for salvage. And so the next time I went back to Gren, he gave me a bunch of credits and told me that I can now build a new ship part, but I have no idea what it is. Because it just said ship part. I'm like, okay, great.
Super descriptive.
What the hell was it? So, but anyway, it's been a lot of fun. It's definitely, 100 times worth the the price that I paid, especially since I hadn't actually bought any of those credits.
Right. Yeah. There's
with
that.
actual money.
It's a great argument for paid mods, but the fact that you get like 1,000 just for having the game, right? Didn't you got that for 1,000, I assume?
I don't know where they came from. Or whatever.
Perfect.
It's just
it
was there. I used it.
Anybody who pre-ordered, and you got the version that came with Shattered Space, you also got 1,000 atoms, 1,000 Todorinos of whatever kind deposited in your account. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. But yeah, it's definitely now that I'm starting to get higher in level, it's not quite as brutal as it was at the very beginning, but it's still challenging. Every single one of those the listening posts is a real fight. Because those guys are no jokes.
Helping you wipe out the minor groups, right? The minor, what have you, so you can actually beat the major.
Yeah. So the first time I went to the major hub, as part of the, okay, this is what you do next. Go here and, take out this array. And I went there and there were, probably 30 ships at least in that system. I mean, my whole compass was red. There were just so
It's
many.
incredible.
So I had to get the hell out of there quick. But when I went back after having wiped out all of those minor arrays, there were 3.
Okay, way better. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I've seen y'all talking in Discord about the fact that Watchtower does have a lot of features that it doesn't really fully explain.
Oh, yeah. They they tell you once, and they don't even necessarily tell you that they're telling you. You know, Grin
There's
will
no
make
note
some
saying.
offhand comment about something, and later you'll finally figure it out. Oh yeah, he did mention some vague reference to that.
There was nothing
the
saying
first time
super
you met
important.
him.
Oh, geez. Yeah, it's not like a
Uh,
big old pop-up where it's like, PSA or note or blah, blah, blah. You have to click
Yeah.
OK. He just says it.
Yeah, I mean half, well, probably not even half the time. 1 in 10 times when I open up my map, I get the little prompt to be able to check for connected systems,
Hmm.
and I need that a lot more than that, because I'm always trying to check and see which ones I need to go to next. But yeah, it's a challenge.
But that's good. It's
Yeah,
good to have
It's
something
been
fun like that. So Skyrim, No Man's Sky, Starfield. So you moved from Oblivion to Skyrim. It looks like
Yeah.
you also moved into another Fallout.
fun. So it's been over a year since I played Fallout 4.
Wow, that's like the longest
That
you've gone
doesn't sound right.
since 2015.
Is that real? That's not right. When was
Yeah.
our last round table? That God, it
We
must have
finished
been
our
forever
survival
ago.
roundtable September of 23. It's been
What are you talking
approx-
about? That's not 2 years ago.
That's 20. Yeah,
No,
that's
one
22
year
months.
ago.
Right.
I
It's been
the
22
last time
months,
I
Andrew.
played was
God
in
damn.
late May of last year.
All right. Well, time to get back to it, Ray. What are you doing?
And so, I mean, I had been playing New Vegas. I played a lot
So
of
much London.
London.
Which is kind of for, but yeah.
Yeah. And then, you guys made me play 76.
You're welcome.
And so it was just time. I my main computer doesn't have access to Fallout 4 because of London. So I came up here to the studio and hopped on this computer that does have the stock Fallout 4 loaded on it. And so I've been playing vanilla Fallout 4.
You can't play Fallout 4 on a computer that you're playing London on because London is built on the same.
Yeah, on the same game.
But you can't access
It's-
it or something. Weird.
It's a mod. It's a mod for that game. If I so I had to break off all the access on that computer to Fallout 4 in order to get London to run.
Wow.
and,
I had no idea. I mean, that's the way it works for everyone? Crazy.
I'm sure if somebody had their system set up properly for it, they could probably run 2 different iterations of it. But because I use Microsoft OneDrive,
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally screwed.
Yep. Yeah, it wants to overwrite things.
Yeah. So,
I see.
and then also with with Vortex, I didn't set that up initially to be able to work with it, and so I needed it.
So you have to
completely
isolate everything.
Isolated, yeah.
You got to keep them separated.
But
Will they keep?
Fortunately, I've got more than one computer, so.
Something tells me you have more than 2 computers, right? Will they keep putting out content and stuff for London? Will they keep working on that, or has the team moved on to other projects, or what's happening with that?
Well, so initially they said they were moving on to their own game, but then at the end of last year, their December announcement was we've got a DLC coming out.
Right, DLC and a couple updates throughout the year. Like
Mm-hmm.
they had plans as they're doing their own game next, but they were going to wrap up with London first. And Ray,
Yeah.
we've been waiting, right?
They haven't
yeah.
they haven't dropped anything
You've
yet.
been waiting more than I have. But
Yeah. I mean, you must be waiting for that to even start the game.
like I said, I got it set back up on my new computer, but I never finished installing all the mods, and it's just I don't know. It's like it just seems like this insurmountable thing. Like it's really all it does take a couple of hours at most figuring everything out. But it's just I don't know. It's hot, Ray. I don't want to. That's my new
I
excuse.
don't want to do anything. It's hot.
Yeah.
You've been to London in real life, Ray?
I have not.
I was just wondering because if it sounds like the world's goddamn biggest city. I mean, I know like Tokyo or Delhi or something actually is, but like London just seems so big. Boston is a very large city, but I think they've like I've only been to Boston a few times, but like it seems like they did a great job of condensing the city down and hitting the highlights and the features, and like you feel like you get a taste of the entire city without actually having to traverse every like avenue and alleyway, even though they do provide that sort of atmosphere. So I was just kind of curious of how they if they did a good job of condensing London down into a playable map. I haven't been to DC very much, so I don't know how they do that on if 3.
It's
3 is so
extremely
weird
condensed.
though. 3 is so
Yeah.
weird with their alleyways, how they prevent you from walking most places by piling up garbage everywhere in the streets.
But they
and
do a
stuff.
good job of making, some areas recognizable. 3 does a good job with the Capitol Mall and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
4 does a good job of being representative. London, I mean, what I'm saying with London is that you don't see all of London, right, Ray? It's kind of just
Is it
southern
just
part,
one
a
area
bit of
town?
London,
Okay.
a few outlying towns. I mean, London has what, like 9 million people? Boston has like 1 million.
Yeah.
So it's also a bit
It's-
larger.
Yeah, well, it's got to be huge.
Yeah.
Do you get to see Big Ben, Parliament?
I've been watching Mini a True Nerd and his playthrough.
Nice.
And he is very enthusiastic about the job that they did. Making London, and because he lives there,
Mhm.
he recognizes a lot of stuff and knows how things work and is very complimentary in the way that they have portrayed
Yeah.
London.
Well, that's where they're from, right? Or,
Yeah.
a lot of the team lives around London. So they have the reference and the knowledge to make it authentic.
And I know it's just a mod, but was Bethesda supportive in any way? Do they encourage or
the way
give
that
assets
they
or what?
didn't say no.
Yeah,
So
and the way that they let
we,
them do
we
it.
won't sue your asses.
Yeah.
They've been a little supportive. There were a couple times they were. They did one article on it on Bethesda.net about 6 months before release, whatever, talking about the London mod coming and a little bit with the team. Like they did a few things like that, but not as much as they did with, say, the Sky Oblivion team, where they had the guys by the office and they all got photos together and stuff. I'm
Come
not
on
saying
in.
there's some jealousy there,
Sit
but
on Todd's lap.
Yeah. Well, I certainly hope that the team at Bethesda, if they take nothing else away, from the Fallout London mod, please make the Fallout 5 companions like the companions in Fallout London. They're all very incredibly interesting people. They have, more than, 2 quests, quest, runs. You actually get great stuff, doing their quests.
There you go. That's a different one too. Because I was going to say Fallout 4 has some great characters for the companions, but a lot of them don't have a whole lot in the way of quests. And Starfield is they're very developed characters, your main four, but it's not like you get much for working with them.
And they never, ever, ever once get in the way.
Amazing. I didn't know that was even possible.
You never trip over them. You never shoot them.
I don't think they're real. I think he's making this up.
This is truly one of the few games that I've ever played that I enjoyed having companions.
Mark it down. For Ray to praise the companions, that's a pretty big statement.
That's cool. Are there any interesting ones? Are they all humans? Are there any ghouls or super mutants or any monsterish ones or anything?
Oh yeah, no. Mountbatten is a ghoul.
Cool.
And who's the robot?
Oh, you get a robot one?
The robot is not. He doesn't really count.
Okay.
He's one of the faction companions that you can pick up. But he's more like Churchill.
Oh,
The
okay,
dog.
just hanging out with you.
Yeah.
Or like Rex or something.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mad Jack, I absolutely loved Mad Jack.
Is he a pirate? He sounds like a pirate.
No, he was a boxer.
A boxer, okay.
Yeah.
And not a boxer dog, an actual physical boxer.
Yeah.
See, talking
And
bulldogs and boxers here.
Kira, the intrepid treasure hunter.
Intrepid, nice.
She is so awesome because she goes through the whole time that you're with her, claiming you as her companion, not acknowledging that she's your companion.
Well, yeah, she's the main story, main character in her story, right?
Yep. So those three were my favorite: Mountbatten, Mad Jack, and Kira.
Awesome.
Has
No.
there ever been, before Ada and the Automatron add-on, DLC, whatever, has there ever been a robot follower before that?
Oh yeah.
There
Yeah,
have?
in all of them.
Who
I'm-
are robot followers?
Well,
Oh,
in
the
Fallout 3,
floating
you got
iBot,
Sergeant
the floating-
RL7. Oh yeah, you got Edie in New Vegas.
Edie, right?
and-
Okay, that's his
yeah.
name.
Or sorry, Eddie, depending how you want to pronounce it. But then
Is it
what is
Eddie?
it? Sergeant RL7 is the neutral one in Fallout 3, right?
RL7.
Yeah. Yeah. And you had, even before the DLC, you had Codsworth.
Yeah, of
Right,
course, right.
I forgot about Codsworth.
You
how
forgot
could I forget about Codsworth?
Oh,
And-
sir, how could you?
And if you count Sense, there's that one from the Institute.
Yeah.
He's kind of a robot, kind of.
Oh, by the way, Ray,
Sense people.
they did take something else from Fallout London already. Like half the crew. Right, Stephanie Zacharias, the main writer. they stole her away and a few others.
Yeah. I mean, they'd be crazy not to.
Lee just
right?
brought
I
up
mean,
the
that's
best
that's
robot.
a hell of it's an amazing mod. I mean,
It's-
I just wish it was its own game so that I could buy it.
Right, yes.
Although I've given him more than that.
Me too. Yep.
But nonetheless, it's it's a fabulous game. I just it's definitely, it's up there neck and neck with New Vegas as my favorite Fallout.
Totally deserved. Can't wait to play more of it.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, still the game that I've played the most is Fallout 4.
Shelter.
Absolutely.
The most hours.
Shelter.
And you're back
right?
in. And
Now I'm back in.
Back in the
we're
shelter.
all
and
missing it.
It's
We're all missing it.
amazing. It's amazing to me. After a year, I still am just like clockwork on, all the stuff that I do when I start a new character in Fallout 4. The same paths.
How do you break that? what is the way to make Ray play in a different, like flipping on its
Survival
head?
did, right?
A little bit, but not much. You don't. It's it's when you spend so much time in a game, you know exactly what is the smoothest way to do everything you want to do. And in this current playthrough I'm doing a a sneaky sniper, of course. But the rub is that I'm only wearing clothing, so no armor of any kind. And wow, are you squishy?
Oh, do you play survival or anything?
No.
Let's see.
Survival
but the
is-
clothes, I'm so used to goddamn 76. The clothes actually do provide special benefits and stuff, but just not a lot of DR.
Yeah, none whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
Although once I just joined up with the railroad, and so I'll start doing railroad quest. I'll get the ballistic weave.
That's armor, Ray. You can't do that. That's cheating.
It's true.
Either play the game or play the game. Come on.
So we'll see. I might not use it, but then I might, because man, am I squishy.
Yeah, you're so squishy, squishy. You got to get the lined flannel, the ballistic weave lined flannel. We all wear it in New England. It's it's accurate.
It's your Under Armour. How about the diving suit? Would you consider that armor? Would that count? That like black sleek thing you get, the marine wetsuit or something. I forget what it's called. What is that thing called?
Yeah, the wetsuit.
Wetsuit. There you go.
Marine wetsuit.
Marine wetsuit. Sure. Love that thing. Makes it look like Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe.
Yeah. But yeah, so just yesterday I was running across the deck of the grounded ship with the Norwegian ghouls.
I love that.
That's much harder to do without armor.
Can you, like, as a sniper, sort of like draw them out of the ship somehow from afar and pick them off, or do you just really have to engage?
Well, I just run.
Oh, okay.
If you I don't know, that video is probably long gone, but the path that I took in my level 1 run through there, to get the agility bobblehead, that one gives you the best chance of surviving, no matter what. You never shoot at anybody. You just run.
You just go.
Yep.
Could you do a level 1 playthrough of Fallout 4, like the no leveling playthrough of Oblivion? Now I know it's XP based, so, and you don't have to sleep to level. But
no, because you level. You just wouldn't.
Yeah.
The only thing you would be missing is you wouldn't be taking skill points.
Yeah.
You'd have to use a mod or something. You'd have to do something to lock it down, like with like a no hit run that insta kills you when you get hit. Same kind of deal.
Yeah, Oblivion is really the only place I can think that you can do that.
Yeah,
and I did.
Even Skyrim, it happens automatically. Like you got to assign points, but you'll still level up, right?
Yeah, to the point where where you're leveling, and so everybody else around you is. I did on the last Skyrim Addict. We talked about my my level 1 Oblivion character.
Try what's in my mind, yeah.
Where you just don't ever sleep. Your skills continue to raise, but your attributes don't. But
including your HP and everything. I mean, it's a neat idea.
You're you're forcing all of the enemies to be at the very lowest level possible. Even though you've got better, whatever your weapon of choice.
Your blade has gone from 30 to 100 by the time you're done, but you're still only level 1. Yeah.
But you're still only level 1. And it does make it way, 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 way too easy.
I can see that. I wasn't sure how much difference it would make. There is an argument for level scaling. They might have overdone it in Oblivion, but some level scaling is important.
Yeah, and it can definitely, one of the problems in Oblivion with the level scaling is that it's too easy to level up on stuff that doesn't actually
combat.
make you better.
Yeah. This girl at level 27 can attest to that. Man, these goblin warlords, they got to hit them like 30 times. Oh my goodness. But they eventually die.
Yeah. Yeah, it has some good, but it's got a lot more bad. And the thing that I always kind of gauge it by is, how, can you make effective characters, that aren't just min-max characters? Can you make fun characters that can survive? Which, if you've got a character that that you don't want to, use magic, and you don't really want, you say you want to be able to talk your way out of things. So you push, personality. Well,
right.
That ain't gonna fly. Because you raise your personality and your speechcraft and your mercantile, they're going to level you up, and you're not going to be able to fight your way out of a paper bag.
Oblivion wasn't designed for that. I mean, and Skyrim was a little bit more, but I would say build diversity is a lot stronger in the Fallout games.
Yeah, well, and that's why I have so many hours in Fallout 4, because there are so many different things you can do in Fallout 4.
Yeah, and New Vegas too. Like plenty of different builds you can do. Yeah. 3 maybe not quite as much as New Vegas and 4, but there a lot of different builds you can do and perks you can focus on. I like the way they did that in Fallout better than Elder Scrolls, and I'm curious if they'll bring that in more into Elder Scrolls 6. Who knows?
But yeah, so loving being back in Fallout 4.
We got to pick a roundtable game, but that's neither here nor there. We want to hear what you've been playing, Andrew.
Oh, you know me. Good old Shelter. That's what I've been playing. And I was, Jess was commenting on the side that, like, Ray's been saving us because he's the one who, like, gets lots of gameplay.
We were having a chat that Ray's had more gameplay than us this summer, for sure. Yes.
And I said, well, no, I've been playing a ton of Fallout, but it's just that Shelter has absolutely no variants or interesting stories that come from it. So it's
You're still getting 15, 20 hours a week at least in Fallout.
Oh, yeah,
it's just
easily,
mostly Shelter.
Easily, yes. It's just, collecting electricity.
So you actually did it. You got to tell people about this because you posted a picture in the chat. You actually did what we joked about last week.
I don't know. We're coming up with stupid designs for... Oh, okay. So, there comes a threshold in Fallout Shelter, and I think Ray has described this sort of same notion in other games where you just sort of hit a point where, okay, this is done now. But especially if you play survival mode in Fallout Shelter, just the beginning process is so fucking brutal. People die, you lose, you get, those specialized dwellers that have high strength. You get one of them. You get one with agility. You get one with perception. If any one or all three of those die, your experience is just fucking brutal for the rest of the beginning. So anyway, after just like Ray has a certain path he always goes in this Fallout 4, I have you rush yourself to get to the Overseer thing. You get and you do the Paula Plumpkin and the magazine quests, and then you get 2 Mr. Handies and your first animal, and then after you hit that threshold, your efficiency skyrockets because you have auto collection because of Mr. Handies, and you've got an animal, which helps because you can send people out exploring, and the animal will bring everything home if the person dies in the way. There's just lots of great efficiency bonus you get. But the game gets too easy all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Like you just kind of get done after you do those things. So, and I always do it. Just like Ray has his things that he does. Like every time I do a shelter, I get that overseer's office in there as quickly as possible, so that you could rush, and get those robots, and then why am I rushing to that process? If getting to that process makes me stop playing, you know what I mean?
That's because one, you know how.
Yeah, I'm
and
getting
it's the
good
most
at it
efficient
now.
way to do it. And the alternative is just, you can't unknow how to do it.
Sometimes I wish I could.
So,
You're goal oriented at this point. Yeah, you know the
Yes.
path too well.
Anyway, we were talking about how dumb it'd be to build just like a stair step level, like just like weird designs, making I'm getting silly at this point. And so my towers, you know what? Last week I hit that fucking threshold where I got an animal and both of my robots all within 1 week. So my towers project, even though I only have 2 spires, I want to get like all 4 spires going to have actual towers, but I hit that threshold where it's now kind of too easy and getting a little
At the same time,
boring,
your
you know what
robots
I mean?
can't collect across a level.
Exactly.
Like, they're not as effective.
Exactly. On the towers, it's the efficiency is not as big of a thing. So it is still more of a struggle. You are correct about that. But it's still, I don't know, just sort of takes a little bit of the struggle out, which takes the wind out of your sails in Shelter. If you take that struggle out, see, I don't know. Other people play Shelter for like relaxation. Oh, just I'm tapping here. So like I'm playing survival mode. I'm playing for strategy. You know what I mean? But anyway, we're getting on those stairs, and I decided, okay, towers getting a little boring. Let's go ahead and I was doing a wrapping back and forth across one, and so I deleted that vault and decided to do the stair step one that we were talking about last week. So I posted the picture up in Facebook, or maybe it was Discord. I don't remember. I put it up in the group somewhere.
You did both. It's in our follow Discord, and you might have shared it on Facebook.
Yeah,
but you definitely shared it in the Discord.
But
yeah, you did the whole stair step thing for real, and people were joking like it looks like a Donkey Kong level.
Yeah, and I was just thinking, holy shit, that should be what I do, is recreate other video game levels within the Fallout Shelter.
Andrew got
Using
too excited about the Donkey Kong.
Yeah, Donkey Kong would be fucking great. Because you can actually get the super sledge to act
The
as your
recording
big
fine on
hammer.
his side for him. We'll see what happens.
Uh-oh. Did you pause? What happened? Did I lose internet, you guys?
Okay, this may be a lockup.
Oh, no. Oh, it's still recording just fine on
Just
my end.
like doing a play in Fallout. Oh, you're back.
Oh, and he's back.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I didn't realize that I locked up on your end. Yeah, everything was fine on over here. Sorry about that.
Yeah, the recording heard what you were saying. You're all good.
The recording heard it. Anyway, I was just talking about how stupid the stair steps were, and we're building Donkey Kong levels, and I was wanting to do other video game design levels. I was thinking, ooh, Mario World 1-1 would be fun to sort of recreate, sort of like the levels and stuff, but you need more vertical relief than sort of like the horizontal thing. But there's plenty of, like Mega Man had lots of neat vertical style levels, and Castlevania climbing up the castles and stuff like that was very cool. So yeah, no, that was a fucking brilliant idea from Lee, and I'm totally gonna build. I don't know. We'll probably start with Donkey Kong, see if I can sort of recreate that Donkey Kong. I mean,
yeah,
I already
Fraser said need the super sledge, and
yeah, it'll work. Okay. That's really what I've been playing. Totally my gameplay. Lots of Shelter, like always. But Jess, you mentioned earlier, we need to get another roundtable going. We need to decide which game we're gonna play. Sounds like Ray's pretty excited about Fallout 4. Everyone's always up for, New Vegas. I was actually having an inkling for Fallout 2 the other day, but I don't know. Might get shouted down if I
And
go
I
now
wanted
enough
Outer
too much.
Worlds and Wasteland 3.
yeah,
like those
so
are those
there's all
two I
sorts
was
of stuff
arguing
to do.
for. Although I'll do Fallout 2 if I have to. We're doing New Vegas in December. We're doing New Vegas when the show comes back.
Okay,
So-
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Any particular part? Because we don't really know thematically what the show will be, revolving around. We just know.
Yeah, we've never
it'll
done
take
a
place in
New
New
Vegas
Vegas.
DLC official, and that's what we've done the last two times, a DLC official. So we may actually do a schedule focused on
Cool.
free play for 3-4 weeks like we do, and then DLC focused.
And will it really take place a lot in New Vegas, or are we just sort of assuming that just because that's where he was headed?
Obviously, we don't know, but we have seen enough leaks and
You
pictures
have seen a
around
bunch this
that
season.
season 2. Yeah, we know that we're going to see Novak. We know we're going to see the Strip. We know we're going to see Freeside.
Okay, cool.
So
cool.
there'll be some for sure.
I've seen a lot fewer leak pictures because I'm not searching for them like I was for the first season, but I've seen a lot fewer of those leak pictures and such this time around.
Yeah, I mean, they wrapped filming a little while ago too. There were a decent amount of leaks, but maybe not as much as first season. It was more location leaks as opposed to, first season we got cool things like power armor shots and all
Yeah,
that
the
early on.
robots and yeah.
Yeah.
The first time I saw Codsworth, I was like, holy shit.
So looking at your
Amazing.
notes there.
Oh, sorry. We're
well,
doing a show here.
We're not
Come
going
on.
to. We're not going to decide on the round table on the show, But
No.
something about Cat, more frequent
let's
mysterious
see.
stranger.
Oh, I was talking about how you get the two Mr. Handies, but the cat that I got, I've never seen this power before, or skill or whatever provided, buff, whatever it is provided by the animal. 75% more stranger chance, mysterious stranger chance. If you hit him, you get a few more extra caps. I'd never seen that one before, and I guess early on in the game, when you have fewer rooms and more need for caps, it could be, I guess, sort of useful. But it's just like Skyrim, where after you've played for a couple days,
You've got all the caps you ever need.
you'll never get close to spending all the gold that you have.
Yeah, you're poor, and
And
you're
then
rich.
it's too much.
And then you're just rich. Yep.
Like Ray was talking about earlier with his dude, yeah. Oh, so the cat, I just thought that was a funny. I don't know if I've sat and read all the different buffs that animals can provide. I'm sure I have at some point, but yeah, that sounded strange to me. Useless, kind of, at least at a certain point. Let's see. What was I talking about? Game Pass. What did I have? Game Pass.
You put Game Pass question mark.
Yeah. Do I need to keep Game Pass?
I mean, you've had it for 2-3 months now, right?
And
how much have you played from it, or how much has Mo played?
I play NHL 94 and Fallout Shelter. Those are the two games I've been playing.
Yeah.
So, and Mo played seriously a couple of weeks straight of the newer Jurassic Park Evolution, where you get to build Jurassic World Evolution, whatever it's called, where you get to build, your own park and let dinosaurs eat people. He had a good time with that.
We talked through how it's not, advantageous for everyone. If you're just a couple kind of game player and you don't necessarily need the newest and greatest games all the time too,
Yeah.
it may not be for you. And so, yeah, it's probably not. It's good to have, but you can go back down
I thought
just
I would
online
get
if you
sucked
want.
in, But we'll see. We'll see. I'll ask Mo if he wants. See, that's the thing. He doesn't ever use it until you it's like, okay, well, let's cancel it because we're not. Neither of us use it. Like, oh no. I need to build this on my dinosaurs. Like, oh, okay, that's fine. But it's the kid doesn't want to use it until you remind him that, oh, we're gonna get rid of that. Oh no, it's the most special thing in the world. Yeah. All right. So I think that is my game. Oh, fake game art backward lookup. So I got hoodwinked recently into really wanting to play a mobile survival game. It looked fucking great. The art was so cool. It drew me. It looked like it had every aspect of Fallout Shelter that I liked, but it looked like the art was really fun and had maybe a more expansive sort of quest system and such. And so I was like, wow, this game looks right up my alley. This is awesome. And then I dig into a little bit, and you find out that the game is nothing like the advertisements. It uses someone else's art that they stole and reworked into a commercial that makes it look like some other game, and they're just trying to trick you into buying this shitty game.
Like,
So it's false advertising. That's what it is.
it's like buying video games in the 80s and 90s. It looked nothing like the box art usually.
Yeah, I'm just
You're like, oh, what a cool cover. This is amazing. And then you open it up and your adventure is just like a block with
But-
like a belt.
But then, after I was done being mad about getting hoodwinked, I was thinking, wait a second, does that other art exist in a game somewhere then? If it does, how do I backward look up from this where it originated from so I can go play that game? How do I do that?
It would be hard. Yeah. I mean, you could try if you could find the images and do a reverse image search. But, there are tools for that. If you go to Bing and, I'm sorry, Google for other people. But you Bing it. Every time I'm listening to like a podcast, people
you get like a nickel
like
every
Bing
time you-
lost. And nobody Bings things. I'm like, I Bing things.
You get a nickel every time you say Bing, don't you?
I do. Ka-ding, ka-ching, ka-bing. Yep.
Kabang. All right.
Bing.
So, yeah, I really want to play that game. I wished it was.
You really want to play the game it looked like.
How do I write a game, guys? Do I have any game makers out there? Let's make a game. Fuck.
Andrew,
We can
there are
make a good
so
game.
many games out there too, and all the
There are
games
too
you
many
want.
games.
Yes, there's so many games. That's why, like, there's like, so many games I want to play right now. That's why I'm debating, like, do I really want to finish Oblivion, or I haven't played Expedition 33. I haven't played The Altars. They both look really cool.
That might also be why I play so much Fallout Shelters, because I get paralysis by indecision.
Decision paralysis for sure. Yeah, play the game you know.
Yep.
Lately, for
exactly.
me, it's been TV. And, I finished all of Elementary. Now I'm on Castle.
Oh my god. I've been watching The Terror just over and over and over again because I don't have anything else that I really want to watch. It's just have on in the background and play Fallout Shelter, and then you don't either have to pay attention to either. You know what I mean? It's just like you
Yeah.
have both on and don't have to pay attention to either.
BT Dubs, I hope people enjoyed that very special episode of the Terror theme song.
Oh good lord! I hope no one actually listened to it because you have
I
to
listened
be.
to the whole thing,
No,
Andrew.
you didn't. You have to be an obsessive compulsive idiot to know. First of all, to notice something like that, and then to actually make a podcast about it, and then put it out and expect your friends to give a shit about your stupid little things that you notice about theme songs. Ugh.
The way I looked at it, a few of our listeners will listen to it, and you had this thing you wanted to talk about, you wanted a place to share, and you're like, what venue would I share this in? Hey, these people like listening to me. I'm just going to share it here. Let's go.
Tori, I was trying to go off on it to her, and I could just see out of the corner of my eye. She was just like, and I was just like, okay, I won't. I know, I better not. She's like, you should do a podcast about, just so I could have an outlet for it.
Outlet for it. Yeah.
This is why people join our Patreon, to get that exclusive
That
Patreon
exclusive
feed.
Patreon stuff, so Andrew's venting so his wife doesn't have to actually talk to him about stupid TV stuff.
The number of podcasts I may have started because somebody's spouse doesn't want to hear them babble on for 2 hours about their special interest.
Will
It's
you
probably
please find
a
someone
lot
else
larger
to
than
talk
zero.
to?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that's the origin of that little episode I posted. If you're interested in the Tear or anything, I just noticed some crazy shit about the theme song. If you want to check it out, it's on our Patreon, and I put it up on our podcast feed as well. Buzzsprout, is that what it's called? BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
No, Buzzsprout.
No.
BuzzFeed's something else.
Yeah, it's on Buzzsprout, but I mean, obviously people listen through whatever podcast app they do. The majority of our listeners are still Apple. As much as Spotify has become the more popular podcast platform, we still have more listeners through Apple and then Spotify.
Spotify has. I always think of that as a music streamer. The podcast has surpassed Apple in popularity.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, as a platform, Spotify has surpassed Apple, I think, for the
Wow.
overall
So
percentage
that's got
of
to be
listeners.
the biggest one then, right?
Yeah, it's getting there. But for us, it's Apple. And then, there's a breakdown. With the Google Podcast going away, that's changed distribution a bit too.
Yeah. I forgot about
But
that.
we got games to get to.
We sure do. So I think it might be game time.
What time is it? Game time! Boom!
This week on Game Time, I prepared a couple of different games. We have one called Shelter Codes that we're going to start out with. Now, what we are going to do here is I have a list of all the shelters in our area here in our part of the wasteland. They are all 3-digit codes, and I'm going to tell you the theme or motto of this vault, and you're going to tell me what number vault this is.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm a little bit rusty. Like, there have been times when I could have told you what experience was in what vault, but I don't know. You're going to really challenge us here. How are you feeling about this one, Ray?
Doomed.
This is a
Okay.
little bit different.
I feel a little
Then-
better than doomed, but I think it's going to be challenging.
This is a little bit different than what you just said, Jess, and I'm sure you guys will pick up what I am laying down once we go through a couple here off the top. So the first shelter motto or theme is shelter not found.
Oh, Jess.
Jess.
Shelter 404.
Shelter 404, exactly. All right, you guys get it now what I'm going for? All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Okay, so the next shelter is come on down to the rock reggae shelter. Down. Come on down to the rock
Yep.
reggae shelter.
Okay, so that is a music reference. Let's talk through this one, Ray.
Let's
Because I don't
talk
think either
through
of us are getting it off the bat.
Nimma,
So-
nimma, nimma, down. Nimma,
Damn it. Oh, my
down,
God,
down.
I got it. Jess, Vault 311.
Vault 311. Very good, Jess. All right. Our next one is call us for more information.
You want this one, Ray?
Sure, 411.
411 is this vault. Exactly. Next up, call us in case of emergency.
Jess,
Jess.
Vault 911.
Vault 911 is correct.
Oh, I
That's-
replaced my dinger sound effect button with the trumpet for the play.
Correct.
That's usually a ding.
Correct. All right. In this vault, it is the Jumbo Jet Flight Simulator. The
Oh,
Jumbo
geez,
Jet Flight Simulator.
Jess, Vault 747.
747 is correct.
Rando's getting it too. Rando's doing really good on the. I'm trying not to look at the chat though.
All right.
But he's
this,
doing great.
this next vault is for cannabis enthusiasts only.
Vault 420.
Vault 420. Good job, Ray.
I was waiting for the question. Ray totally picked up on it. Just like I was doing it to leave something half said.
Next one. This vault is the ratio of a shelter circumference to its diameter.
314.
Vault 314.
Keep going. Keep going.
All right. The next vault is ABC Easy As.
Jess,
1, 2,
Vault
3.
1, 2, 3.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3.
That would be the Jackson Vault 5.
The Jackson Vault 5. We need to write that sketch immediately. Next up, just a few more here. The Murder Shelter. What is the Murder Shelter?
I have a number in mind, but I'm not sure why. Vault 666.
That comes up.
No, that would be the Shelter of the Devil.
Don't burn that one yet.
Okay, Vault 88.
No. Ray, have
what
a
number
guess?
means murder?
What number means murder?
Oh,
What 3-digit number would Snoop Dogg yell out? Has anybody got it in the? Do they have it in Discord yet? Oh, Rando.
Well, I hear 187. Is that right?
187. Yeah, that's the Snoop Dogg reference. He yells that a lot in his songs. It was the California Penal Code for murder, and Snoop has made it into a pop culture reference basically now.
I can't believe I didn't get that one.
Come on, Ray. You don't listen to a lot of Snoop. Number 187. In this vault, you'll find Sherlock Holmes.
Vault 221B.
221. Very good, Jess. You nailed that. That's great. Okay, and this is the Shelter.
Jess already got that one.
She did. She nailed it. We're looking at Vault 666. All right. Thank you guys very much for playing that silly, very, very silly edition of Shelter Codes. We'll see if I can think of any other numbers to throw at you later.
Oh, darn, that game's over.
Oh, come on, Ray. You loved it.
That was a great one. I loved it.
All right. So we do, like I mentioned, have a double dip of game time tonight. So we're going to do sort of a variation on our favorite Mountain Do or Mountain Don't game that we've been doing recently.
Are you guys ready for the great new game show?
Dr. Pepper.
Do or
Dr. Pepper.
don't?
For the energy to let you swing, make
Dr. Pepper.
your thing. Get your barefoot feeling drinking.
Dr. Pepper.
All right. So stretch your legs because I maybe swinging for the fences on this one too. You thought that last game was fun, Ray. Here you go. So you know how like I was like giving you like sort of generic names and would have the name brand thing here. So what we're gonna do on this game is we're calling this one second place product. So there are products out there that are actually not a description of the product, but the company name, which has then been turned into a description of the product. And you will understand quickly when we get into the game here. But
Like Xerox?
In
all
Kleenex.
right. So I'm going to give you the second place brand name, and you're going to give me the top brand of all of these products.
Okay, we got this.
So we'll start out with the two that you guys just called out. I would say Puffs, and your answer would be
Kleenex.
Kleenex.
Nice.
And if I said, this one's a little bit harder, if I said Brother,
Oh,
you already
Xerox.
Xerox.
Epson?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
Xerox.
said it,
okay.
yeah, Xerox. All right, so let's go through a couple of these now. And this is one that I always mispronounced just because of the top product name. I automatically my brain automatically misread this word because of the brand, the number one top product. This is Cure-Aid, but I always thought my brain said Cure-Aid, and I'd only noticed recently that it's Cure-Aid. What is the top product that Cure-Aid is a competitor for?
I believe that would be Band-Aid.
Band-Aid, correct. I always thought it was Cure-Aid because of
Do you want to go back and
Band-Aid.
forth, me and Ray, or just anybody chime in?
Chime in if you want to. Go back and forth. I don't care. Whatever you guys want to do. All right. Who knows what the Duragrip hook and loop is?
That'd be Velcro.
Velcro. Absolutely. Good job, guys. Anybody bought an Instant Pot recently?
Oh,
They're the
what's
latest
the-
pod. They're the latest fad. Well, 5 years
I thought
ago, 10 years
Instapot
ago.
was number one. There's a
It's sort of a stretch on this one, anyhow. The original slow cooker.
crock pot.
Crock pot. Yeah, people call it a crock pot, but that's really an actual name.
That's
brand.
actually a brand name. Okay.
Yeah. Sticky Notes. The number 2 brand Sticky Notes has number 1.
Post it.
Of course, Post-it. Number 2 company Stun Gun. What's the number one company for protective electronic rifles?
Taser?
The Taser, yeah. It's a name
Is that
brand.
actually a brand name? I
It's
thought
a
it was a
brand
name.
name.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That actually has a very interesting story. The person who created that, I forget what the name is, but the name Taser stands for like Tom Anderson's super electronic rifle or something like that, because he used to read these stories as a kid, sci-fi stories about this adventurer who had an electronic rifles. So when he created one later in his life, he named it after that character in that book that he used to read as a kid. I was like,
Oh, that's
holy
awesome.
shit, that's awesome. And Taser is a name brand that he
I would have guessed it was like Tesla Arc.
yeah, it totally would be appropriate. All right, how about Rubbermaid? What is Rubbermaid's top competing?
Tupperware.
Tupperware.
Yeah.
Very good, Ray. All right, this one might be hard. Otis. You guys know Otis?
Yes.
Okay,
But what's
what
number
is-
one?
They are the
Yeah.
number one elevator, but they also make another product.
Yeah,
that
no,
we
I
s-
know,
yeah.
but I got to think of the number one in that category. Because you're talking Otis Redenbacher is number two, right? Popcorn. So what's number
No,
one?
we're not talking popcorn. We're talking elevator.
Oh, you're not?
Otis.
You're talking pugs. Otis is number two pug. Alistair's number one.
Yes, there you go. Otis is actually the world's largest, or the United States' largest elevator producer, but they are the number two producer of this other thing that is a name brand of a moving staircase.
Is Escalator a name brand?
Escalator is a name fucking brand. Did you know that?
No.
I had no idea. No.
Escalator is how it was originally
That's how
pronounced.
prominent it is. Yeah.
Escalator is a moving staircase name brand. And this is the last one that I've got, and this is a very trendy as of last year. If you have your Stanley, that is the top competitor for what sort of device?
Stanley mugs. I love a good Stanley mug. What's number one?
A name brand thing that we...
Thermos.
Thermos. Very good. I always thought that was just a thing. I just now learned that was a proper noun
Yeah,
as
Thermos
well.
is
That's
definitely a
someone's-
name brand.
That's
Yeah.
someone's name. They named it that. I just always thought that the Thermos was, I guess, canteen is the best word for that.
Keeps your PC cool.
Water
Therm
bottle?
OS.
I don't know. Water bottle or canteen or something like container that you carry liquids in. Keep them hot or cold or both. All right, thanks guys. A couple of silly games. I don't know. I was just taking swings, see if we can have some fun. So, all right.
Been a few weeks.
Yeah, glad we had fun playing some games. All right, let's go ahead and see what else we got on the show tonight. Looks like we've got a little submission from our good buddy Sulior, who was checking in with the Brotherhood of Steel over there in Hidden Valley Ranch. Oh wait, Jess, you fooled me. She wrote ranch.
Ranch.
I was wondering, this is just a side note, I was wondering when we were talking about the Brotherhood of Steel earlier on, do they have any sort of like mobility, like vehicles or anything like that? Like, do they ever mention anything? Because I was sort of like wondering, is the Pridwin sort of an individual thing to the Boston area? Like, and where did those guys come from? Did they come from the West Coast? Like, did they all have blimps? Is that like a
No,
widespread
that was
thing,
built by
or-
the East Coast chapter. That was
Okay.
built by the East Coast chapter under Maxon's direction.
Where did Max and those
based on
guys
an old
come
thing.
from? Did they come from DC?
DC.
They came from
Yeah.
DC. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and so it was based on, a schematic or something that had been built in the past. But
Okay.
Yeah. And the vertibirds were the
yeah,
Oh, vertibird. I totally forgot about vertibirds. Yeah, so the California people had the vertibirds and such. Those are widespread. East Coast
somehow
and West
they're
Coast.
very widespread and prominent.
even though they crash.
yeah. Well, and that was a pre-war vehicle.
Hmm.
So just like the power armor.
Keep in mind there were people movers and tanks and stuff like that too.
Yeah, we see those
are there
scattered all
working-
over.
They're working trains and stuff? Any sort of internet, like sort of nationwide network still functioning?
I mean, not still functioning.
No? Okay.
But I mean, well, in Fallout 4, you're riding on the subway to Nuka World, for instance.
That's true.
Like, there are some.
Right. There is some, at least light rail, that'll still
I
function.
imagine there is. I'm trying to think. I mean, we haven't played Fallout 2, but I imagine someone set up some functioning rail.
I heard there was a car or something in Fallout
Yeah,
2.
the Highwayman. Yeah, that's a vehicle you get.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I always felt that it was such a shame that there's all these really cool motorcycles laying around or bicycles laying around. Like Will would always take these awesome pictures of all the bicycles all over the place, and I was just like, why can that not be our horse? Why can there not be a mod that you have to go collect a new spokes and reassemble the and bang out the rim and then
I mean,
get
there
the
is a
rubber.
mod for a motorcycle.
Is there really?
You can do a car or motorcycle in Fallout 4. Yeah,
How does
people
that look?
have modded those in.
Does it look cool? To function
Oh.
well and stuff like that,
No. I mean, they tried. It's cool, but it's
But I
bit
just want it to be
rudimentary.
like your horse in Skyrim. It's such like an integral part of the storytelling. To have your horse with, at least to me, I know not everyone does that, but like just an adventure on horseback riding cross country is such like an epitome of the adventure that Skyrim is. So like I just always wished that Fallout had that. I guess your power armor is kind of like a vehicle in a way.
Yeah,
Sort
especially
of.
when you get a jetpack involved.
The
People are
jetpack.
mentioning the monorail in New Vegas. Like that's functional. The NCR gets that running again.
Oh yeah. You have to go upstairs to do. Yeah, I forgot about that. Where's that?
I mean,
been?
for a while until it explodes.
Hmm.
Yeah. There's a lot of trains, but none of them are moving in Vegas.
Yep. So
Yeah.
I imagine there is somewhere. I just can't think of many long ones in lore, but it would be a good project.
Very cool. All right. So sorry to get off on that sidetrack, but let's go ahead and check in with Black Mountain? No, we're in Hidden Valley.
Hidden Valley.
Yes, that is good.
Hello, fellow Wastelanders. Eric, aka Sulior here, and I am back with another Terminal Velocity from the New Vegas area. This time we are visiting the Hidden Valley bunker that you will visit at one point or another that is occupied by the Brotherhood of Steel, particularly if you have Veronica with you as your companion. This first terminal that we are going to look at here is in the security chamber. And apparently the terminal is interacted with quite a bit by Paladin Ramos. So there's actually a greeting there for Paladin Ramos. And the first official entry that I'm going to read is numbered 651. And it says, "Still no word from the missing patrols. I was beginning to get my hopes up that the Elder was close to ending the lockdown when they were sent out, but now..." Alright, terminal entry 652 here says, "A few of our best men headed out around the same time as the patrols without my knowing about it. When I asked the Elder, he said that they were on an important mission. Too important to tell his chief of security about? Something's up." Alright, 653 says, "People are really starting to get antsy around here. I've had to break up 3 fights this week alone. If the lockdown continues for much longer..." Hold that thought. "I've got a stranger approaching the outer door. Might have to do a meet and greet." There's another version of this entry that happens when you approach the bunker with Veronica. And it says, "People are really starting to get antsy around here. I've had to break up 3 fights this week alone. If the lockdown continues for much longer..." Hold that thought. "I've got Veronica and a stranger approaching the door. She's not scheduled to be back yet, but that's never stopped her before, I suppose. And there is a third version of this entry here that the last part says, hold that thought. I've got what looks like to be one of our patrols returning. Only one of them, though. There must have been trouble. Alright, this next terminal that we are going to look at is Lorenzo's terminal, and it's located in Ramos's dorm, east on level 1. And it says, welcome Lorenzo. This first entry is numbered 745, and it says, this is maddening. All of my research this far points to a company called Poseidon Energy as having experimented far beyond the capabilities of our current power armor and weapons. It's possible that they were behind the development of the equipment the Enclave used as well. Why then have we found numerous caches of military-grade equipment throughout the wastes, and nothing from this company? Alright, Journal 747 says, the Elder has asked me to provide a list of possible locations for components needed. Unfortunately, our reconnaissance of the areas is lacking due to Elijah's insistence that we concentrate all efforts on Helios. Ibsen and I managed to retrieve some information from the data store on sites of potential interest, but they are mostly military and industrial locations. If only I knew if there are other bunkers, or even one of those old Robco vaults in the area. You do deal with Ibsen a little bit in the bunker, if I remember right. Alright, this next terminal that we are going to be looking at is Linda Schuler's terminal. It is in the medical room, east on level 1. And it says, welcome Schuler. Journal entry number 1 says, it's been a hard day. I think I lost more than twice as many as I saved. At a guess, I'd say we lost a little more than half our numbers, and all for some broken down solar energy station that barely works. I think that would be Helios 1. I think if Elder Elijah hadn't gone missing, I might have refused to treat him. Would have served the prick right. Edit. God, I haven't looked over these in a while. I remember writing these like it was yesterday. Who would have imagined I'd spend the next few years of my life trapped underground? Alright, journal entry 260 says, nothing much to report this week. Just a few cases of mild respiratory problems. Come to think of it, there were a number of respiratory problems last week, too. I should talk to Lorenzo. Maybe something's breaking down. Alright, journal entry 261 says, damn that Taggart. I got stuck scheduling Junior Scribe's experiments again. It's bad enough that we were stuck down here with one another, but of all the Brotherhood scribes in the waste, I get stuck with a lecherous scatterbrain for a boss. Perhaps Harding was right. Maybe it is time for a change. Alright, the next set of 14 terminals that are listed here are in the data system chamber on level 2, and they're all corrupted. So this is when you're dealing with that virus that's jumping from terminal to terminal and you're trying to isolate it so you can eradicate it. So I'm not going to really go through and read those, but there's some pretty funny taunts in there if you're interested. Once you have eradicated the virus and the system is restored, it's actually got some pretty good information. The first entry here says Project Goals Hidden Valley. It says the goal of the Hidden Valley project is to create a self-sustaining shelter for higher-ranking VIPs that can serve as a command structure in times of crisis. The bunker itself is located several hundred feet below the surface. Multiple layers of reinforced materials serve to prevent a breach of the inhabitable areas by anything save for a direct hit by a bunker-busting weapon utilizing a megatonnage, considered outside the capability of America's closest competitors. That was a freaking tongue twister, let me tell you. In the event that our enemies become capable of such an attack, the bunker's dervish camouflage system makes targeting the site impossible for automated weapons, forcing aggressors to rely on guesswork and sheer luck. Alright, this next entry is titled Systems Overview, and it says, Hidden Valley Bunker relies on two main systems. The Candle Fusion Power System provides power to all bunker systems, built more for reliability and duration of service. The power outage of the system has been exceeded by many current designs, but it can supply the bunker with power for an estimated 752 years. The Dervish camouflage system provides visual and electronic interference to prevent airborne or long-range enemy weapons from targeting the bunker. The normal soil around Hidden Valley has been supplemented with a combination of aluminum and various silicates, which are then dispersed using a widespread network of industrial fans to blanket the area in a cloud of what is essentially chaff. Yeah, it looks very foggy when you're walking around there. Combined with the electronic warfare array of the nearby array at Black Mountain, the bunker at Hidden Valley is effectively impossible to target. I think that's why they call it Hidden Valley. All right, this next set of entries are grouped together in a folder called Elder Dismissal Incidents. All right, incident number 1 says, let it be recorded that on this day, Raymond Lorne was dismissed from his post as elder for committing the crime of murder. Brother Warren was known to have hostile feelings toward the victim, Senior Scribe Ritter. The guilty part insists that Ritter's death was a tragic case of friendly fire. Yeah, bullshit. The bunker was under attack at the time, but the tribunal felt that they could not let him persist as elder with such suspicion hanging over him. Yeah, sometimes in the heat of fire, you take opportunities that wouldn't otherwise be provided. But the signature on this is Head Scribe Bucek, B-U-C-E-K. All right, incident number 2 says, let it be known that from this day, Kenneth Jones shall no longer bear the title of elder. Brother Jones has willfully gone against the chain that binds and has been forced to step down. Head Paladin Linquist succeeds him as elder. Head Scribe Morgan. Incident number 3 says, let the record show that I have stood witness to the dismissal of David James from the post of elder. Brother James was charged with destroying an unknown device recovered from a recent expedition. The purpose and function of the device remains unknown, and Brother James has thus far proved unwilling to discuss the matter with anyone. Head Scribe Talwyn. Incident number 4 says, let it be added to the annals that Nolan McNamara was removed from the position of elder due to his disregard for the chain that binds. In his stead, Head Paladin Hardin has assumed the role and shall lead the Mojave chapter of the Brotherhood from this point forward. Senior Scribe Schuler. So that's if you side with Hardin with everything that goes on in the bunker while you're there. All right, this next entry is titled Chain That Binds, and it says, the chain that binds is the cornerstone of our organization, the rock that supports the great tree of the Brotherhood and its myriad branches. It holds that, number 1, orders are to flow from the high down through the ranks, an order that from a superior must always be obeyed, that their wisdom may be carried out without hesitation. And number 2, orders are to observe the flow and not skip ranks. A superior may only give orders to his direct subordinates and not to those beneath them. In this way, harmony of intent and cohesion of thought is maintained. A lot of imagery of water flowing down a mountain or a hill. And this final entry is from the self-destruct authorization terminal. And it says, by order of Elder McNamara, engaging the bunker's self-destruct sequence requires the asset of the head scribe, head paladin, and elder of the chapter. Each of these brothers has been given a key card to be produced in case of emergency. When all 3 key cards are inserted below, the password to the self-destruct terminal to the right will be generated. Please report a lost or stolen key card immediately. And that is it for the Hidden Valley terminal entries. So this may or may not be the last terminal velocity that I send in. We'll see what other information I can dig up. So until next time, I will see you all in the wasteland.
To participate in the Fallout Terminal Velocity project, send your special letters, holotapes, and terminal entries to thefalloutfeed@gmail.com.
Thank you, Tori. Mr. Solior, thank you for all of your submissions about the New Vegas stuff coming up. It's always good to get our our lore duckies in a row. If
Absolutely.
they're,
Terminals are a great way to do that.
If we're going to be diving deep into the New Vegas side of the TV show, and we're assuming that the producers are going to draw a lot of stuff out of the game, at least environmental stuff out of the game, if not direct storylines. Was there anything in season 1 storyline wise that was pulled directly from a quest or a scene or a cut scene or anything? Like, I guess Fallout doesn't really do cut scenes, but
No, there were a couple of references, but I don't know if you had a full scene. I mean, obviously there's the whole cricket reference. We've got that. There's the entire existence of the Pridwin coming in. Like, that wouldn't have happened without the events of Fallout 4.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at some still images from Philly just a couple days ago, and I hadn't realized before, because Philly is very megaton.
The trash
megaton.
I was like, Philadelphia, what the fuck you talk? Who cares?
No, Philly. And but some of the buildings actually take more inspiration from Fallout 4. So how you have like the barbershop on the corner, and you've got the Chemicare and the surgery area there. A couple of those buildings that are laid out in Philly actually completely match that from the center of Diamond City, even though they're surrounded by junkier stuff. They definitely take those inspirations. And I can't believe I didn't think of it before. Maybe we did when we watched it and we talked about it, but it's been a little while. But there are a couple of the, stand-up wooden stands, just like you set up in your settlements, for armor, guns, food. A couple of those small wooden stands like that, too.
All right. Very cool. Oh, the scene where the ghoul is going to get the whatever chemical he needs. Does that chemical have a name?
I don't believe they name it.
The drug or whatever he needs. There's those two guys sitting on the couch with the robot, and like where Lucy gets, I think she gets her finger cut off in that, or she's getting a new finger or something.
Right.
In that scene,
Yep.
the two guys on the couch. Remember those guys?
Yes.
There's the guy on the left who, like, I had recognized before seeing him before, but I've seen that guy fucking everywhere recently. Like, I just saw him on a TV show the other day, and I've seen him in, like, 18,000 TikToks recently, too. I was like, oh, man, this guy is just popping up everywhere. He reminds me, if you guys know what Joey Ramone looks like, that guy kind of looks like...
Yeah,
and I mean,
I think he was wasn't he in Scott Pilgrim Saves the World? Like, he's been
I don't know. Yeah, he's just been
off and on for a while.
A bit of stuff that I totally know that guy, but I have no idea from where. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. One of those character actor faces.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, go ahead.
On the terminal entries, they hit a couple of interesting. The timeline there is interesting. So he got into the chain that binds terminals, and that's, as he mentioned at the time, if you're following the quest line to dismiss Elder McNamara and install Elder Hardin to change who's running, the Hidden Valley bunker for the Brotherhood. That's a choice you can make while you're there. A couple of the other, it was more talking about stuff that happened before the events of New Vegas. And I really enjoyed but the chain that binds one, I thought that was interesting that was on the terminal, because we hadn't ever heard about that until New Vegas. That's the thing. I don't remember seeing any references to it in Fallout 3 or Fallout 1, but it was in 76. They actually, during Steel Dawn, when the stuff we just did with the Brotherhood, they talk about the chain that binds there too. And that's the idea, following the chain of command, that you have to go from, your immediate superior or your immediate subordinate. And so someone should not be issuing commands like, someone at a higher level should not be issuing commands to someone 2 or 3 ranks below him. He should follow the chain that binds, talk to the next link in the chain, who will then talk to them.
Yeah, I found that interesting too. Is that a common thing? Like, is that in present day military stuff? Is that a real thing?
So, Ray, you haven't been in the military, right?
No, but it's really, I mean, that's just managerial.
Right.
That sounds like some Sun Tzu Art of War shit right there. You know what I mean?
Or even just business.
Yeah, it's the appropriate way to address things most of the time. You know, like admittedly, in Fallout, for instance, there are some times where, like, when you're the Vault Dweller, when you join the Brotherhood, you're actually getting orders from the Elder sometimes. So in a way, he skipped the chain of command, but you're kind of a knight errant. You're kind of a free radical, you know. So, but I wonder if that would count as violating the chain that binds. But generally speaking, you should only go one step above or below.
Very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in the Brotherhood, so like in 4, when, you know, when Dance takes you up to the Pridwin, and, you know, you're not a paladin yet, but, you know, you're getting your, you know, some of your orders come directly from Maxon.
Right. And so that would kind of be violating the chain that binds, because it should be
Yeah.
coming from, I mean, you get a lot of things from Lancer Captain Kells and a few others, but
Yeah.
I-
Well, and I think early on, maybe, you know, maybe they do wait, but that would
Ma-
really be the thing is, you know, where, at what point, you know, at what level, you know, do you start, you know, taking orders directly from the,
and are you really integrated fully into the Brotherhood too? Because
Yeah.
us as the player character is a little different. But yeah, that's why I was wondering if, like, in the real military or business, they definitely do that, or if they do, you know, you can skip a few levels. You know, I don't
Well,
know.
in the movies, it's always very clean and you know, chain of command.
All right, so
Right.
is it in the Brotherhood? Is it Elder, Paladin, Knight, Squire? What's the rankings? How's it go?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, Elder, Paladin, Knight, Initiate, Aspirant.
Initiate, Aspirant. What are the Squire people called? I mean, I know they call them Squire in the show, but that's not what they call them in the game, right?
Well, no, they're still squires.
Are
in
they
the
called
game too,
Squire
but
in the
see,
game?
the squires are kids. The squires are
Oh, the
usually
Squires
kids
are the
in
children.
the
Okay.
game.
Right. No. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Initiate or something. I forget what they call them. But
Yep.
then there's the other branch, the info branch. Who are they? They're scribes. or
Scribes.
whatever, right?
Scribes, yeah.
Do they have different ranks too, within the scribes themselves?
Some of them are a little bit different. I think that there's a similarity, but I think they have a few different titles in. And they've changed it. Different games have done it differently so far. And yeah, so it is different there.
Okay.
I had another thought. I just forgot what it was.
Oh,
But
sorry.
anyway,
I probably
the
threw
chain
you
that
off.
binds. I think that they mention it in the show too. I do think that the chain that binds is brought up in the TV show, talking about those connections.
I don't know. I kind of associate the show branch as like sort of the crazy religious wackos from Fallout 1. You know what I mean?
They combine them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're combining the West Coast Brotherhood as they've gotten with Maxon's Brotherhood, and in a way that they've almost made Maxon a more of a holy figure as
Mhm.
well. Like
Right.
they're definitely bringing in those overtones more. And I remember what I was going to say. There's a lot of within the actual ranks. There's a lot of them too. You know what I mean? Like you've got various levels of paladin, various levels of knight. Like it's not just the one.
Oh,
you
good
know?
lord. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So just like, you know, you can have different levels of sergeant, different levels of various things. It's the same
Yeah.
there.
There's like field staff sergeant and the blah blah
Mhm.
blah. Yeah. Right,
Yeah, or like in
right,
Fallout
right,
3,
right.
you've got Star Paladin, for instance, is one they
Oh,
give.
yeah. Good one. Good one. Good one. All right. Let's see. What I noticed the dervish camo system caught my ear, and I was thinking dervish. There's something like whirling dervish. What is a dervish? What does that word mean?
It's like a jinn, right? Does it come from Arabian folklore? A dervish
I
is,
have
you know,
no
a
idea.
spinning genie.
A spinning
Kinda.
genie. That's what a dervish is. Okay.
Like originally, what was it?
Whirling dervish are Turkish dancers, I think.
Oh, those. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So what is in the camo system? Is it a reference to that in any way, or is it just using that word? What's the connection there, or is there one?
Yeah, because it's spinning things. It's creating, you know, big old spinning dervishes, like whirlwind.
Oh, it's making little cyclone whatever.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Chaff he mentioned. I wrote that down. Why did that catch my attention? Sorry.
You separate the wheat from the chaff or chaff. Yeah, it's just,
But
you know.
is it,
to try
yeah,
to-
that's the fog, right?
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. He
Around
was
the
talking
valley.
about the
it
environment.
just means
the-
junk
yeah.
and dust and everything. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And the nearby Black Mountain is where in relation to the Hidden Valley? He said it was nearby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
it's
right
just
next.
right up the hill.
Is it
Mhm.
north? With the hill is
South. It's
south,
south,
okay.
southwest of Black Mountain. But when I say southwest, I mean like
The
immediately.
Hidden
like
Valley
southwest.
Hidden Valley is south of Black Mountain.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just been a while since I've been down there.
Yeah, if you go out the back gate of Hidden Valley, you're on the road to Black Mountain.
Exactly. And if you hop down the mountain from Black Mountain, you're on the edge of the valley.
Yep.
And I
So yeah.
remember how foggy it was. Does that clear up after you like complete the quest and stuff? Does the valley defog itself?
Once you go in and you do it, you can make it so that happens. Yes.
Okay. The one thing that I was really noticing a lot when he was presenting all these stories was the fact that there are, so many terminals in there, and there are so many branching different possibilities that could happen within each, scene, that not only do you have to write a terminal, you have to write a terminal for if this happens. You have to write the same terminal for when this person comes instead of that person. You have to write a third terminal if Veronica's joined. You have to prepare for all of these things. And then that all sent me in the back of my mind. When we're kids and we're dreaming of having this awesome job of creating and writing and making video games as like your main profession, you imagine like drawing and designing and like making cool levels and cool characters and stuff, when in reality it's probably just line graphs and charts and flow charts of possibilities, and this happens if then that scenarios. That's probably more what goes into creating video games than what we think as kids when we were like, oh, that would be such a cool game. It's probably sitting on a whiteboard with a circle with a line with 8 different things below it, and then each of those 8 things have 8 things that those happen, and then all that and all the things that you have to make sure that when that voice actor goes into that booth to record that fucking line, that he has those 64 different possibilities all planned out,
Yeah.
mapped out, ready
It's
to
all
go.
quest steps and
Oh my
nodes and
God.
if-then lines. And
That is a nightmare.
Kind of like
Logistic
nodes.
nightmare. Holy shit.
Yeah, have you ever seen a chart of a quest in the? You probably haven't.
No,
in
I don't think so.
Engine. Okay, I will find a picture of one for you. But I've got some charts. I actually have a chart from one of the Fallout London quests that they shared with us as far as like how they put that together. People might
Wow.
find interesting. I'll share
Yeah.
that later.
I'd totally be intrigued by that flow chart type of thing. Yeah, absolutely. But that's what popped in my head when he would just like said like he read like 3 or 4 terminals in a row that were basically the same thing but had slight deviations based on who was going to be reading it. Like if you had Veronica with you, or if you were by yourself, or if you had a different person with you, yada yada yada. Anyway, that's what was going through my head for that. Good Lord, it's a nightmare to write a video game.
And yet people keep doing it. But yeah, all the coding. That's why even mods can take quite a while.
Oh, I'm sure. And those people aren't even like getting paid for the most part to do it. Like they have to like. I guess they have to somehow. You charge them.
Hey.
You charge for them, right? Like I guess.
Neither do we. Some people just enjoy it.
All right. Let's support our community. How about that? Yeah. So thank you, Solior, for your kindly submissions while we're preparing for New Vegas. If anyone else out there wants to concentrate on any holotapes or letters or terminal entries, you know what to do. Hit us up. All right, what else we got here, Jess? Are we rolling right into the news? It looks like we are ready to pop a can of iguana bits.
Jessica, to the office, please. Jessica, to the office. Your iguana bits are ready. Please come pick them up. I do like my bits fresh as opposed to out of a can. Get them from Iguana Bob. Get them while they're fresh and on the stick.
Do they come in a
Iguana
can?
bits.
They come in a can, right? No?
Pure
Do
iguana.
they? How do they come?
They were put there by a man in a factory in Junktown. Actually, that's in the hub. Iguana Bob's in the hub, even if the meat comes from Junktown. But that's another story. Anywho, to the bits. So I'm going to make them quick because we actually had a lot of discussion earlier in the show. We don't need to get into all this. But the PTS update, the PTS is live right now. They are currently revising and revisioning both the new build system and that menu, but also some more combat changes. Yes, they're still tweaking and changing combat, for better or worse. But, you know, they said they're nearing the end of the balancing thing. But there are still a few more perk cards that will change. They're not quite done with it yet.
Say goodbye to your
getting
shotguns, Jess.
God, if they nerf my frickin' So they are changing right now. Like I said, won't get into the PTS specifics till they're actually finalized. But one thing that they are changing is stuff with prime receivers and the ultrasight rounds and stuff. So we'll see what that does. I don't know too many people who use ultrasight rounds anyway.
I
but
don't,
for those
because
who do,
it's
that
annoying
will
to
be
go
changing.
harvest it. Like, are there people who find a way to do that efficiently?
Oh yeah, there are people who exclusively use ultrasight rounds and deal with the farming and crafting and all that.
Wow.
Yep, it's a pain. Next up on the bits, the axolotls. We already talked about it. Over 5,000 axolotls eaten already. They're good with bread. I don't know if there's a difference taste between, you know, the banded or the scaled or whatever, but we remember there was a poll, and I a couple weeks ago I told you about the poll. 56% of people said save the axolotls. Only 44% said snaxolotls. So.
How dare. Now there's a certain nutty flavor to the striped ones, but the sour aftertaste of the scaled ones is just really, really delightful.
I'm curious how the speckled are going to taste. We'll find out.
Oh, they're a delicacy.
If you haven't been in game recently, you might not realize, but y'all, it's Meat Week. We are over a week into Meat Week.
What?
Yes.
I had no idea. Oh my god, I need to
Andrew
log
didn't even
in.
know, neither
I
did
had
Ray.
zero clue. Holy shit.
Yeah, y'all, Prime Meat's happening. Meat Cooks are happening. It's a good time. So we've got another week left, but Meat Week is almost over. It's going until July 15th. So actually, I guess we've only got 5 days left. Yeah, get your meat while you can. Get it while it's
Holy shit.
prime.
Any new plans or anything fun?
I don't believe there are any new plans. Yeah, I don't think there is.
Oh, that sounds about right.
Tell me in chat if I'm wrong, because I have not done much marching for Meat Week myself. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Andrew, check out the picture right here in Discord if you can.
Yes, I can.
So Rando did this earlier. That's John Rush, Creative Directory of Fallout 76, as Smeagol, as Gollum,
With
and
his, he's got axolotls in his hands.
he's in the axolotls.
Oh, it is Smeagol body. Gross.
Hilarious. So
Raw and
we didn't
wriggling.
have a show. Y'all probably missed it, but there was double XP last weekend. If you didn't miss it, good for you. It was a great time to get more score. Looking ahead, there's not much for the rest of the month on the calendar as far as events go, but you get Meat Week for now, and there will be some fun stuff coming up as the month goes on. They're currently doing a fishing camp build contest. That is open through the 22nd, I believe. So if you have built a fishing camp that you're proud of, share a picture of it over in the official Bethesda Discord. Enter. You have a chance of winning 10,000 atoms.
10,000 axolotls.
I mean, that's a lot of atoms and a lot of axolotls. One thing you don't need atoms for, if you are in the atomic shop, have you seen these lily pads? Have you been in a camp that has lily pads, Andrew?
No, I have not. What's up?
So all Fallout First members can get these cool-ass lily pads for free. Basically, they float in the water. That's something new they've introduced this season, which a lot of us are enjoying. You've got the floating buoys. You've got these big floating lily pads. You can unlock the smaller floating lily pads and like the floating dock on the scoreboard. A lot of different things coming now. But for Fallout First members, a free item are these they're good-sized lily pads, the size of like a, I don't know, like a regular round table or what have you.
A round table? We've done those before.
We have.
Are they actually solid objects where you can build on top of them, or is this just sort of a... Oh, neat.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. So the ones you unlock on the scoreboard are just small little lily pads, the size of like your feet. You can barely stand on. But these lily pads are big enough. You could, maybe not quite big enough to put a couch on, but they're somewhere between the size of a couch or a chair. I don't know. 4 feet round. Anyway, big old lily pads. You get them for free if you're Fallout First. And I'm double checking the fishing camp contest rules. Yeah, it is through the 22nd. That was correct. And there are 3 categories: basic fishing camp, advanced fishing camp, and custom world fishing camp, which, custom world, enjoy it while you can. Pretty soon, a lot of those building things, not everything available in custom worlds, but some of that relaxed building stuff will be coming to the game. That is exciting.
Super
Moving on.
sweet.
From the 76 specific news, we've got the Fallout Blu-ray has come out. So the Steelbook was actually released last month, and it's got some cool extras in it. I know Lee and a few other friends have gotten it already. So yeah, if you've got one on pre-order, you probably received it last week. If not, if you're waiting, the Steelbooks are available. So it's a 4K Ultra HD, better resolution, comes with extras, comes with some cool little card posters. It's a great looking package. I am ordering it 100%. I didn't pre-order, but I'm 100%. I'm a sucker. I got to get this, Andrew. It looks so good.
Yum.
And you can, of course, it'll probably be in a lot of shops. You can probably get it in a lot of shops, but of course you can order it online. So extra stuff besides the show in better resolution, and they've got audio commentary exclusively on the physical release. So audio commentary tracks. Got some animated content, some of the shorts you've seen online, some others, and then a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff. You've got Becoming the Ghoul, Console to Camera, Creating the Wastelander, Inside the Making of Season 1, a bunch of stuff. There's one called Set Your Sets on 2296, talking about cinematography and production design. So really cool stuff. I think well worth watching. Now, if you don't want to spend the bucks to get the Steelbook, or you're living in the present day, you no longer even have a Blu-ray player, which, I mean, if you've got a game console, you've got a Blu-ray player, so probably most of you do. But if you don't collect things physically anymore, but you still want to see this stuff, they actually released a 27-minute behind-the-scenes video on YouTube. Highly recommend for any fan of the TV show. So, surprisingly, it's on the Warner Brothers YouTube channel.
Whoa, weird.
Yeah. So even though Prime did a lot of little clips and stuff, Warner Brothers has the distribution rights because they do handle the physical distribution for Amazon. Technically Amazon is distributing because they're, but the whole publisher thing. Essentially, Warner Brothers is doing it domestically in the U.S. They had the rights up until recently, and there's another company handling it worldwide. So even though you order from Amazon, but Warner Brothers still has some rights. So for whatever reason, they're doing these behind-the-scenes videos, but they're really, really interesting. A couple of the clips are ones you've seen before. If you watch too much stuff about Fallout, like we do, you're always trying to keep up. But some of it, actually, a lot of it was new. So yeah, highly recommend it. Look it up. Behind the scenes, Fallout Season 1 on the Warner Brothers channel, 27-minute video. It was great. Or just buy the DVD, because all those bits are on there too, and more.
We love our bits.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the Fallout TV show, Fallout Season 2 tie-in. So the aforementioned John Rush, creative director of 76, was also talking with Variety, and there was a little article in there. So at Summer Game Fest, I played the clip of him talking to Paris a couple weeks ago, where they're talking about the biggest update they've ever had coming to Fallout this winter. So bigger than Wastelanders, bigger than Steel Dawn, Steel Rain, the biggest update yet for Fallout 76. No hint as to what that is. Now, there has been some stuff coming out about it. I'll get to it in just a second. But he did talk to Variety as well. And let's see. So there's an article. Just look up Variety Fallout 76, and you'll find the interview. But here's a quick little quote from it. So this is John Russ saying, quote, "We've always focused on the game. I think a distinct trait of the Fallout 76 game is we're the furthest back in time. And it's funny because the show is the furthest in the future. So there's a lot of room where we don't necessarily need to overlap. There are some things that could overlap the stories that could exist, but we largely keep those pretty simple. So the show is very effective storytelling, very Fallout, being made by folks who are big fans of the series, and so are we. They go together really well. So folks want more of that kind of story in the game, and they're going to come to 76, they're going to come to Fallout 4, going to come to Fallout 3. Lining things up with the season release of the show is stuff that we're talking about all the time, and we do have plans for things here and there. I'm not going into detail on any of those now, but the two teams, Fallout team, game team, and and the TV series team are talking to one another. So that was all a quote except for my little thing about the teams there. And he goes on, he talks a little bit more about fishing and this and that. But yeah, so not only are we having the biggest update for Fallout 76 this winter, but it does seem like there's going to be some tie-in with it into what's happening in the series. So that makes you say, wait, are they tying in New Vegas somehow? Or maybe one of the factions? Not sure. Now, there are hints, and this is all hints, rumor, speculation time, y'all, okay? Put on your tinfoil hats, grab your little earphone, okay? But we've noticed on the PTS, anyone who's been on the PTS well and has looked, that the area around Point Pleasant has changed. Yes, I'm whispering now. Oh, and Andrew actually put on a very colorful hat. I'm not sure what that is, but
Tinfoil.
yes, the area around Point Pleasant has changed. The area where the edge of the bridge was formerly blocked off and you could just fight that one, dude. There was always a dude there during the Mothman Equinox.
Yeah.
That's open and it goes through to all the way to the bridge.
Uh-oh.
And if you get on the bridge from the other side below, you can actually go further on the bridge. And there's a checkpoint and there's cultist stuff. And then the bridge carries on. What? It's not broken anymore. It's been rebuilt. Yes, it's been rebuilt. You can walk across the bridge on the PTS, which has people saying.
What does this mean? This means something.
On the other side is Ohio. The other side of the river is Ohio. People saying, are we going to actually see Eastern Ohio?
Nobody wants to go to Ohio.
Certainly not the kids. They'll tell you.
I lived right next to Ohio my entire childhood. There's zero reason to go there. Just head on to Indiana.
But yeah, so there's speculation that they're expanding the map again, but in a much bigger way than Skyline Valley. Either that whole area across the river for Ohio or to a new map. To a new map that we would load in that's going to actually be larger once you actually get there. Now, once again, tinfoil hats, that's just rumors and speculation. We do not know what this biggest update is. But the most likely thing for the biggest update would be a new map and region. That is by far the most likely for the biggest update. Because you can't cram a whole lot more into the Appalachia, we know. It's already kind of filled up. You don't want a fourth and fifth faction on top of everything else, most likely. Could it be an expedition? Could it be traveling the Capital Wasteland? Absolutely. Could it be going someplace else? Absolutely. But if it's going to be that big, I'm guessing Ohio or Capital Wasteland right now is what I'm thinking. We'll see.
Cleveland.
Is that in Ohio? It is, right?
Yeah, it
is. Beautiful. So let's see. What else? What other rumors and speculations are on there? You took off your hat, Andrew, but you might want to keep it on right now.
We need more conspiracy theories. Here we go.
Yes. Did I just close that article?
Oops.
I closed my article.
Control-Shift-T.
Long story short, there was a discussion, an article up on Insider Gaming. And this was coming from some of the peeps at Insider Gaming. And we had Jordan Midler from VGC talking on a podcast. And then he talked with them and they covered it. But the idea is there are a couple people saying, multiple people now saying, there are multiple Fallout projects on the works. Now, what does that mean? We already suspected as much. We're pretty darn sure they're going to try after the remakes to do the Fallout 3 remakes. We are pretty sure about that. And we know that Fallout 5 will be happening after Elder Scrolls, but they're really not working on that yet. I mean, I can't imagine. You'll hear some people say, oh, they have to be. But really, do they have to be? This is Bethesda we're talking about. Starfield isn't even 2 years old yet. They're still supporting Starfield. They're working on Elder Scrolls 6. So the other rumor is, from this mill, if there's another studio working on a project, that we may be seeing another Fallout game from another studio in the next few years. So anyway, look up the article if you want. Insider Gaming. A lot of people are talking about it on YouTube too. It does seem to be pretty well sourced, but it's still well sourced rumors and speculations, and anybody can say anything. I know Ray is like, yep, I'll believe it when I hear it from someone who actually works there. But multiple projects, which, I mean, that just makes sense. I've often thought that besides the Fallout 3 remakester, that either they get In Exile working on a remake of one of the earlier games, or they get, Obsidian after they get Outer Worlds 2 out, finish supporting Avowed, work on something in the Fallout universe that'll come out before Fallout 5. I don't know. We'll see.
It's going to be the Skyrim remake. They're gonna fix all the issues that were in the most recent version of Skyrim and come out with the Master Dragon Emperor Edition.
It's the Fallout 4 next gen. Now with
Absolutely.
less NPC mod bugs.
Oh, let's head downtown and hope we don't crash.
Chat is all chiming in. We've got someone calling for Cincinnati, Ohio. We've got Dayton, Ohio. We've got Canton, Ohio for the Fallout NFL Hall of Fame.
Oh, please, Canton.
Talking about data mines too. Some data mine content.
I'm
New
just
Boston,
kidding,
West
Ohio. I grew up a Cincinnati Reds fan because I grew up on the Indiana-Ohio border, and we didn't have a professional baseball team. A lot of people were Cubs fans in my town, but no. I stayed true to my Cincinnati Reds, and before the Colts were here, big Cincinnati Bengals fan. Still love my Bengals. They're my number 2 team. So Ohio, we're cool. We're cool guys. My band played lots of shows in Columbus, Ohio. It's a fun town too.
I hear good things.
Yeah.
Columbus is great this time of year. Probably just as hot as we are.
It's just fucking hot as balls, but you know.
But great. So moving on, let's just keep going with the bits. I won't get deep into it, but during the couple of weeks we were off, there have been some layoffs at Xbox. Now, Xbox has had 3 rounds of layoffs. This is actually the 4th in the last, 18 months to 2 years.
Yikes.
Yeah, but these are Microsoft-based, so a couple of them have been more Microsoft than Xbox, and the last one was smaller. This one, though, it looks like there's a number of people in gaming. Will it affect a lot of our games? It'll affect some. A few studios closed. People waiting for Perfect Dark, for instance. The Initiative has closed. The studio's working on that. There was spun up an original new Xbox studio just for this game. That's been wound down. That's stopped. But I want to talk about the Bethesda-related ones because there have been a number of people impacted, but not a lot that hit Bethesda Game Studios specifically. But we have lost some cool people there in marketing, PR, community relations. Some of our UK contingent, some really great people over there. Ophelia, Bex, and Neil Gorton. Some of you may know Neil. All great people in the UK office supporting the community for not just Fallout, but Elder Scrolls, Starfield, ESO, a lot of stuff there. They've been integral to some of the events they put on recently. Some of the larger Fallout events where they've talked about stuff coming up in 76 and they've had media over and shown a lot of that has been held in the UK offices. There are still some people in the UK offices. I don't know what's happening there going forward as far as maintaining that and if it's just going to be remote or what have you. But yeah, so some great people gone. So just wishing them well and thanks for all they've done over the years. I've talked to a number of them.
That's very sad.
Yes. Also really big, the Elder Scrolls Online team, ZeniMax Online. So we know ZeniMax Online has been the company, working on Elder Scrolls Online for years. And we've talked previously about they had a second MMO in the works that was always rumored, codenamed Kestrel originally. Originally on a lot of charts, if you looked at things from 2020, 2021, it was called Kestrel. The last couple of years has been called Blackbird. Well, that big new MMO that I think literally everyone who has played Elder Scrolls Online or 76 and wants more massive multiplayer Bethesda style has been canceled. The entire Project Blackbird now has been canceled. In that it came out, the reason why it changed names was they actually wanted to use Kestrel as the name of the game. So they switched the title to Blackbird. But we've also gotten details on what that was. And it looks like it was going to be a sci-fi shooter, online shooter game, which, okay, interesting, like Destiny, kind of, but done, in the style of more of an MMO with that team. It had it going to have a noir vibe. It looked like it would have been very cool. They were about 3 years away from completion. And, they've been working on it for a good 5 years at this point. So that's not going to see the light of day at this time. And unfortunately, along with that, a lot of the team working on that were laid off as well. And these are artists sadly, that have done stuff on other Bethesda properties too. They've done some of the art for 76. They've done some of the promotional stuff. They've done stuff for Elder Scrolls Online because it was that same team, just people who split off to work on this. So, if you're curious how the Xbox changes would affect Bethesda Game Studios, that's it. There may be more. Those are the ones I know about that were kind of big. So, yeah. Microsoft making choices. We won't get into the whole Game Pass, blah blah blah, but it's just sad. It's just continues to be sad that personally I think if the company is making money and the games are making money that they shouldn't let people go. But apparently no, they want more money and they want to take some of that money and put it in AI instead of the games. So it's a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get back to good stuff. So coming up
No,
next
let's
week,
have more AI. Yay. It's taking over the goddamn world. I hate it. Stop it. No singularity. AI. Kill the AI.
Yeah. Sometimes I like to read something without it being summarized for me. I just call me old-fashioned, but I kind of prefer the facts that I extract from something versus the facts that the AI extracts to give me that may or may not be accurate or what I consider important.
No. It knows the ones that are important, Jess. You don't question
That
it.
said, it has its
You
uses.
just
And
step
I may
in
not be a big
line.
fan of AI art, but I think I think some AI is really neat.
I just
there are
hate
uses for it.
I just hate that every device that I've set up recently are like, would you like to activate the AI feature? How about our AI feature? Would you like to use our AI? I'm just like, no.
Yeah, they're trying to shove it everywhere.
Ugh, Jesus Christ.
I open up my email. Like, would you like Google Gemini to summarize this email for you? The email is like 3 sentences long. I'm good.
Yeah. and they now have it offer, you write an email and it's like, would you like us to, brush it up for you? I'm like, it's a 3-sentence email to just asking, that no, you don't need to brush this up.
They are definitely shoving it places it doesn't belong. Not a fan. But like I said, on to the better stuff. So I mentioned a month or two ago that Fallout for Hope was going to have a booth at the GCX convention coming up in Orlando. But there's more to it. So GCX is, I believe, stands for Gaming Community Expo. Anyway, it is a large event to benefit St. Jude. And not only is it an actual event at convention at Universal Studios, which is where it takes place in a week and a half, but they're also doing a week-long streaming marathon to support it. So sorry, I was just pulling up the website while I talk. So the actual event is at Universal Orlando Resort, July 25th and 26th. Fallout for Hope has a large booth there. The Fallout Experience is a really large section of the show floor that's going to be converted into a vault and have a bunch of Fallout-related stuff. It's going to be an awesome experience. It looks really cool. Elder Scrolls will have some representation there too, next to the Fallout for Hope booth. So some cool stuff happening. But in the week leading up to GCX, starting on the 14th, so in just 2-3 days, they're doing a week of streams. And the big one for our listeners, going to be Fallout for Hope is actually doing a stream on the Bethesda channel on the 15th from noon to 4 p.m.
Cool.
Yeah, so I've got the details here. So this is Fallout Community Field Day, we're calling it. Going to be a stream from noon to 4 p.m. Eastern on July 15th, and it's going to feature King Gothalion, Juicehead, most of you know Juicehead, Scotty K Fitness, the Civil Fallout guys, Paul Guyette, and then streamers that our community might know, Ma Tater, my friend Wreck-It Renee, Tuniversal, and of course, the Gato Pub's going to be there, and I may be helping with some stuff as well. It's hosted by, get this, Pete Hines. Uncle Pete is coming back. Yep, he's coming back to join for this. He's going to join Kenny and Wes Johnson. They'll be hosting the whole thing. So we've got these streamers and YouTubers competing and doing events. We've got Pete Hines in there talking about it. Going to be a good thing for 4 hours, raising money, Fallout for Hope, and for St. Jude. So really cool. Also looking ahead, let me see if I can get the schedule up for this. I know our friend Eleonora and Munchkin Jesse are actually going to be doing a 4-hour benefit stream themselves during the week. If you want to know more, go to gcxevent.com or check out the Fallout for Hope. We've been posting all about it. The booth is a big deal. Presentation is a big deal. And this 4-hour stream is going to be really fun. So Just something to watch for.
Super
And that about
sweet.
wraps up the bits.
That's them bits. All right, you guys have anything else that you would like to bring up on the show this evening? Then, in that case, I will say, hey, go check out Ray's other projects. His No Man's Sky show can be found at BBC ISSS for the Butcher Baker Candle Maker in space. Ray, thanks so much for hopping on, sir.
Good times.
Jess can be found at Sleep is 40, where you can find links to all of her other many projects. Jess, thank you so much for hopping on.
Thank you, and have a great week, y'all.
Jess and Ray both like to hang out in our Discord if you'd like to interact with them. I tend to be over in the Facebook group, and the show can be found at the Fallout Feed. I'd like to thank everyone for downloading this edition of the Fallout Feed. We will see you in the Wasteland.
Thank you for downloading this episode of the Fallout Feed Roundtable. If you are interested in doing a play-along character with us, the show can be contacted by emailing falloutroundtable@gmail.com. For the roundtable schedule, our Amazon link, and all other show information, please head on over to asapodcasting.com, where you will find the Fallout Feed, a Skyrimatic podcast, our YouTube channel, the Chatterbox, as well as other content. Once again, thank you for downloading, and we'll see you in the Wasteland.